name is Joe Biden, and I love ice cream. What President Trump has done in going his spreading of racism, the way he deals with people based on the color of their skin, their national origin, where they're from, is absolutely sickening. No sitting president has ever done this. Never, never, never. No Republican president has done this. No Democratic president. We have racists, and they've existed. They've tried to get elected president. He's the first one that has. And the way he pits people against one another is all designed to divide the country, divide people, not put them together.
If Haiti, a god-awful thing to say, if Haiti just quietly sunk into the Caribbean or rose up 300 feet, it wouldn't matter a whole lot.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Wealthy kids, black kids, Asian kids. No, I really mean it, but think how we think about it.
Lobbyists aren't bad people. Special interest groups are not bad people. But guess what? They're corrosive. People who accept money from them aren't bad people, but it's human nature. You go out, Lynn, and bundle $250,000 for me, all legal, and then you call me after I'm elected and say, Joe, I'd like to come and talk to you about something. You didn't buy me, but it's human nature. You helped me. I'm going to say, sure, Lynn, come on in.
Now is the time to heed the timeless advice from Teddy Roosevelt. Speak softly and carry a big stick. End of quote. I promise you, the president has that big stick. I promise you. This election year, the choice is clear. One man stands ready to deliver change we desperately need. A man I'm proud to call my friend. A man who will be the next president of the United States, Barack America. Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. And I did, and back in those days, you sure how things had changed. One of the things you had to use, if you used pomade in your hair, you had to wear a baby cap. And he cut off a 6-foot length of chain, he folded up, he said, you walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, you may cut me, man, but I'm gonna wrap this chain around your head. So I walked out with the chain. And I walked up to my car. And those days used to remember the straight race. You'd bang them on the curb, get them rusty, put them in a rain barrel, get them rusty. And it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
The fact is that what happens now is that we, in fact, have to fundamentally change the culture of how women are treated. No man has a right to raise a hand to a woman in anger other than in self-defense, and that's rarely ever occurs. And so we have to just change the culture, period, and keep punching at it and punching at it and punching at it. That saves billions of gallons of gasoline. I mean, billions of $2.3 billion worth of, $500 billion in savings and 2-point-something billion metric tons of CO2 going in the air.
Tackle the number one job facing the middle class, and it happens to be, as Barack says, a three-letter word: jobs. J-O-B-S.
The younger generation now tells me how tough things are. Give me a break. We can speak out and be more straightforward. I'm not going to be a mule. I got something to do. I got to go do boom, boom, boom.
Hillary Clinton is as qualified or more qualified than I am to be Vice President of the United States of America. Let's get that straight. And quite frankly, it might have been a better pick than me.
I went to the big guys for the money. I was ready to prostitute myself and the men in which I talk about it. But what happened was they said, come back when you're 40, son.
Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night.
Well, folks, eliminate one tax loophole out of $1.6 trillion, $1.4 trillion. Out of $1.4 trillion, $1.4 billion. It's hard to even say it so much. going nuts.
Let him go. Let him go. Look, the reason I'm running is because I've been around a long time and I know more than most people know. And I can get things done. That's why I'm running. And you want to check my shape on, let's do push-ups together, man. Let's run. Let's do whatever you want to do. Damn liar, man. That's not true.
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect, and I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
And by the way, it's cost a lot of money. It cost about $740 billion over 10 years.
Will you ever run for political office again?
No.
I know I'm called middle class Joe. It's not meant as a compliment, means I'm not sophisticated. We choose unity over division. We choose science over fiction. We choose truth over fact.
Senator Biden, words have in the past gotten you in trouble. Words that were borrowed and words that some found hateful. An editorial in the Los Angeles Times said, in addition to his uncontrolled verbosity, Biden is a gaffe machine. Can you reassure your voters in this country that you would have the discipline you would need on the world stage, Senator?
Yes. My name is Joe Biden, and I love ice cream. What President Trump has done in going his spreading of racism, the way he deals with color of their skin, their national origin, where they're from, is absolutely sickening. No sitting president has ever done this. Never, never, never. No Republican president has done this. No Democratic president. We've had racists, and they've existed. They've tried to get elected president. He's the first one that has. And the way he pits people against one another is all designed to divide the country, divide people, not put them together.
If Haiti, a god-awful thing to say, if Haiti just quietly sunk into the Caribbean or rose up 300 feet, it wouldn't matter a whole lot.
Hello, we're back. How are you all doing? Gotta adjust my camera. I have one of those like $100. Oh no! Is this better? Is it still funky? Is it better now? What about now? Is it still funky? Okay, well I'll keep this for now. I wonder where that is. That's funny. I wonder where that is. I just removed the noise removal thing. That's very funny, was it? Was it sounding really weird? It's still a robot mode? Oh. What about now? What about now? It's back? Okay, okay. I had to wait. Let's see, can I use NVIDIA now? That's so funny. How about now? Are we am I robot again? It was not a bit, no. That's too elaborate for me. It's still good? Okay, okay. I just had to reset my I have like the in-between or whatever, the M2. We're back. Don't worry, we're back. How are you all doing? Who subscribed? Thank you to Lana for the Prime. I want to know what I sounded like now. I should watch the VOD later. That would be funny to, but again, that is too much effort for me. How's my Wednesday? I did like nothing. I was very sleepy. My friend got bottom surgery recently. And I went over to cook for her and hang out, which was nice. Babylon, thank you.
I'm gay.
Their bottom is great. Their bottom's going excellent. So we love to see that. Yeah, it's like scary. It's real scary. It's a real scary thing to do. It's interesting how like that's just like the assumption For a lot of people, it's like trans women have to go through that, and it's like one of many examples of women having to suffer like a lot as a general social expectation. Same as pregnancy, honestly. I mean, I think plastic surgery is scarier than pregnancy. Just in terms of like the rate of negative side effects. Maybe that's not true. But another thing where it's just like you gotta do it. It's just normal. It's not like venerated. It's not like, oh my god, that was so fucking crazy that you went through that. It's like, yep, as you fucking should. Yeah, as you fucking should. There wasn't we can read through that. It's really funny. Someone was saying, I had a cis girl's guide to picking up trans girls, and I quote tweeted it and said, sitting my cis ass down and listening. And then Halamid replied, please stop pretending to be cis. Trans girls do it all the time of self-hatred, and it never works or is funny. So I said sorry. It's actually very funny. It's a very funny, we can read some of this. I want to read the original, A Trans Guy's Guide to Picking Up a Trans Girl. The funny thing, I read this, the funny thing is that it is actually good. Like, it is actually, like, a very funny, well-made, like, actually accurate thing. Gotta get her on stream. I mean, that was the funny thing where people were doing Halamid discourse, where it was like, she said such terrible things, she's such a problematic, and it's like, she's not actually a cis woman. Like, come on. Like, come on. Like, like, fuck, you know, come on. It's like it's like telling kids that Santa Claus isn't real, or it's like, do you do that? Do you tell a child who hasn't made, come to the obvious conclusion that this is a thing that's fake? I feel like that's like an embarrassing thing growing up. Do you know what I mean? It's like someone who thinks that Santa Claus was real when they were like 12. Do you know, like, I want to, like, because I guess I was like an annoying militant atheist very early on, but I feel like I caught on really early. When I was like, I want to say like 7, my parents were hiding my gift was a lightsaber. It was really cool, and it turned on, and then it, like, when you hit stuff, it like, and it was like a replica of Darth Vader lightsaber, and like I just like found where they were hiding it, which was like in the basement or whatever, and I was just like playing with it the night, like it was like the 2 nights leading up to Christmas. I was like, oh, this is cool, I'm gonna play with it for a second. Because it's like, well, obviously it's somewhere in the fucking house, because Santa Claus isn't real. They weren't even bad at hiding presents. I was just like determined. Like, it would have just been hard to. At 7, it's marginal. That, yeah, was the Donald Trump quote? Was it 7? What does that even mean? It's marginal. It's such a good Trumpism. But this is a very good. It's a very well made thing. In June 2024, Otis tried to release an article by some guy who probably thinks trans misandry is real, named Gabe Dunn, entitled "A Trans Guy's Guide to Pick Up a Trans Girl." Dunn's thesis is very simple. As a transgender man, you, the resume reader, have so much in common with trans girls, who are also a type of man, or something close enough, that they will fall helplessly right into your lap for you and suck you off. This is self-evidently fucking stupid. I'm gonna have to write another article about that, but suffice it to say, transgender women are women, full stop, and have only universal human experience in common with men. If, however, you are a cis girl, you have so much in common with trans girls, who are also a type of girl, and not a third gendered group, that they will fall helplessly right into your lap for you and let you suck them off. This doesn't mean that picking up a trans girl is easy. You have to be willing to understand the emotion of a girl severed from her very self, who is likely going to have a hard time speaking up because she was likely abused in past relationships and or as a child. You're always going to be more socially acceptable than her. Your ambivalence towards your womanhood, imposed inescapably on you since childhood, seems alienating to someone who longs spiritually for that status. You can do it, of course. She's not an alien or man. You just have to keep certain things in mind. She's a woman. Treat her like one. That's it. That's the whole list. Now, how do you treat a woman? You're a lesbian or a bisexual woman. How have your previous relationships gone? What mistakes did you make there? If you've never debriefed with any of your exes on friendly terms, go do that immediately. If you don't have any exes, go make some. This is another good. How do you as a woman want to be treated? That, as you already know instinctively, depends on the situation. Sometimes you want the door held for you. Sometimes having the door held for you presumes your weakness. There's no shortcut to emotional intelligence and open communication. Here are a few signposts. Be nice because you like her, not because you want something. Take the initiative. Pick up the tab sometimes or agree to split it. You probably have more money than she does anyways. If you're butch, treat her like a femme. If you're femme, be careful that treating her like a butch doesn't cross any lines. It's really that simple. On asking her out, a special note here. One of Dunn's most egregious nice guy missteps. This one is actually so fucking insane. Only compliment her on what she can control or what is mostly non-sexual. No great tits, even if they are great tits. You can compliment those later. Dunn here invokes accepted social consensus to try and align his typical masculine attentions. Aesthetic compliments, we are told, should center around factors within the target's control, not her body. Her taste is her own. Her body is not a thing she can control. Here's the thing, though. Transgender women put a lot of effort into fitting their bodies to their aesthetic tastes. Don't compliment her body. She grew those herself. And I love the quote of the Halloween tweet, like she's quoting herself. Quote, don't compliment her body. She grew those herself. And let's be honest, she wants almost anyone to touch them. What? Are you going to call her milady and tip your hat next? The most beautiful creatures of earth long to be desired. Give her what she wants. She has gone to great pains to make herself so beautiful, and she has never gotten to be sexually free in her life. Like you, she has encountered the inevitable problem of having no way to stimulate both her nipples and her most intimate place simultaneously, which only a partner can solve. I love how that just comes out of nowhere. Marada, thank you for the prime. Thank you for the wonderful context. This is a cis girl's guide to picking up trans girls by Halamede. Like you, gender deviant as desiring women is by nature.
I am gay!
ENTP Joker, thank you. On first dates, you should already have a designated first date option. A restaurant where you can console yourself if things don't work out with some of your favorite food. I love the like chaser detail that like no matter what, if you're like Halamede and you're on a first date with a trans woman, if it doesn't work out, like you need to console yourself. Like you need your favorite food right there. Nearby art gallery or museum with rotating exhibits, so visits don't feel formulaic. A park or beach with a picnic basket or some food trucks. Ask if there's anything she'd like to do, but have that backup plan ready. And supplement beforehand by researching spaces for sitting and talking and food nearby. Let her get used to being around you. An activity, escape room, chess game, ice skating, fit to spec. Will let you both get a better sense of each other and give you something to discuss afterwards. Which is very funny, like escape room first date as a concept. You want privacy, but not to be alone. Stick to public spaces on a first date. Consider bringing her flowers. Trans women are often worried that you see them as men. Flowers make it clear that this is not the case. That's great advice. That's true. Ask her beforehand what her favorite flowers are. If she doesn't have a favorite, pick something light. Or lilies for the Yurizoko connection. If you don't know what this means, don't. If you do this, have some kind of solution so she isn't just holding them. Unless you're a top and you think trapping her a little is cute and something she'd enjoy. I don't know at what point this gets to a point where like I shouldn't read it on stream, because it gets to the point where it's like Um, on intimacy. Not a first date thing unless you just wanted to hook up and made that clear from the start. Or things are headed that way. It's all contextual. Make out and clothes stuff is fine though. Always leave her an out. End an in. Know what you want. Know what she wants. If you can't tell, ask her. If she doesn't know, you can figure it out with her or just give her time to think about it. Which I love how horny the subtext of this is. It's very funny. It is fine and normal to write scripts. Do not send her scripts unless you're absolutely sure she isn't going to feel like that's too much commitment. Don't treat her like a man. Tops get it easy here, but tops get it easy in life. For everyone else, what this means exactly will depend on her. Make sure she knows other women who are tops may normalize topping for her, but can backfire. That is the thing about dating cis chasers compared to or like woman chasers compared to man chasers, is that like the man chasers want to treat you like a woman, and then the woman chasers want to treat you like a man, like overwhelmingly. That's like sexually speaking. In brackets, formerly Hitachi magic wands are anatomy agnostic. Agnostic. I don't know how to pronounce words. Beware. If she isn't used to them, things may take a while. People are too weird about anal. To be clear, I'm not expressing any opinion on anal sex here, except that people are weirder about it than they should be. Agnostic is a Biden count? I think you guys are way too Biden count trigger happy. If you date women, you know your exes will talk about you. Parlay this to your advantage. Oh yeah, and then this is crazy. Way too good at speaking English. I would like to see all of you read out loud for a minute. Before you said that's a Biden count, I would like to see all of your out loud reading skill comprehensions in front of 400 people. If you got nervous in grade 10 to read out like a passage out loud in English class, then you cannot possibly ask me that that's a Biden count. You cannot possibly imply that that's a Biden count. Is saying agnostic instead of agnostic while reading out loud? You cannot possibly, because I know you. I know how you are, chat. I know you. I see you. This is the very funny bit. Here's the cheat sheet for trans women's common sexual neuroses and their sources. Knowing either will help deduce the others. Keep in mind that without the central sexually polarizing non-con experience of being perceived as a teenage girl, trans girls are a bit more likely to have more esoteric kinks. Sexual subjugation. I mean, she is a woman. Age play pet by hypnosis. Societal bigotry leads her towards Freudian self-castration. She longs to be less than she is and accept it. If you aren't into this kind of thing, be clear, lest she keeps bringing it up. Water sports / chastity, which is not two things I would ever imagine like connected. This is the most yucky accurate read of my case. Lack of control, pathological desire for release. Indulging these will make it harder for her to cheat. Worth considering for that reason alone. Bondage, lack of control, pathological desire for punishment. Fiber arts are a feminine pursuit, and trans women often strive for technical expertise. Get her some good tutorials and safe rope, and this will go excellently. Impact play. Will probably want to be hit. Reenacting the pain of her childhood. Be gentle if you can stomach indulging at all. Because the implication is like, you know, as like a Halamid type woman, like the idea of putting your hand on a trans woman is like so horrific because they're so precious. Faux incest. Desperate longing for severed family bonds often leave transgender women scrambling to recreate sexual versions of family dynamic. Cis lesbians also do this, in brackets. E.g., Goblin Market, Rossetti, The Devil Wears Prada. At least some of your friend group, if they're gay and trust you enough, will tell you that it's obvious. But we are thankfully quieter about it. Text her and make sure she gets home safely. If you had sex, offer her the option to stay the night. You should always have extra sealed toothbrushes. Figure out whether leaving your little whisker basket of sanitary supplies for visitors visible in your bathroom will make her feel safe or uncomfortable. She desperately wants her approval. Keep in mind, however, that trans women are disproportionately likely to be aware of the harms women can inflict on each other through first-hand experience, most likely via her mother. Family is terrible pillow talk, unless you want her to hold you while sobbing uncontrollably. Every girl is different. As you're getting to know her, you can pull back from the generalities of both being women and find if you're comfortable beyond that. You have a foundation that puts you leaps ahead. That puts you leaps and bounds ahead of any guys who ever try to pick her up. You got this, girl. Go get her. That is beautiful. That's a beautiful. It's very funny. It's a very funny piece. Is that accurate? Absolutely. That's Halamede. Halamede wrote that. This is a Substack article by Halamede. It was really funny. Like, people were giving her shit for being on Substack. But, like, from Twitter, they're like... like, from Twitter being like, how dare you use the Nazi reading website? Signed user from the Nazi posting website. That's the thing. Like, the thing about Substack is that it does actually openly platform, like, a bunch of Nazis. But, like, they're actually, as I understand it, they are actually free speech warriors. Like, they genuinely are, like, everyone can be on the website. Which, like, if you're a far leftist, is what you fucking take. It's like a big commercially successful website that hosts opinions that does allow, like, will allow for you. Which is, like, you know, again, like, it would be better if there was a big, like, newsletter style website that only allowed for edgy, you know, anti-government, controversial leftist opinions, but there isn't. So it's like, I don't, in my opinion, that's actually better than, like, the lib ones. In terms of, like, if you want to talk about, you know, being for certain acts that I wouldn't mention on this website, you're probably safer on Substack. It's like, these are resources that we have to use. I don't really like the far left getting the far left cosign on for, like, something like Substack is not that significant. Like, the Substack business model is fine without leftists on it. It will exist or not exist without us. Like, regardless of us. Like, the status isn't changed. 6'7" is the Wikipedia page. That makes sense. It's like a big meme now, right? Yeah, that one is, like, I will say, like, that is, like, meme degeneration. Becoming trad about memes, like, it's, like, purely contextual. Because people are like, oh, you go to this website called, like, you know, some random, like, you know, gargantuan .com. It's like, oh, you know, there's an anarchist commune is hosting the website, and you can, like, charge and get your newsletter on there. And it's like, that user website has 7 users. Like, you're just not gonna have a big base of readers. It's like, I don't. But yeah, like, you know, that type of thing is like blue sky is down the hall and to the left. You know what I mean? Because that is a very blue sky ass opinion. And that, you know, they can do it consistent. Honestly, they can't fucking do it consistent. Blue sky politics is so bad. They let JD Vance on. They didn't ban Jesse Singal. It's so funny. It's so funny. Like, it's not a good website. It's just less bad. It's just like the general amount of bad you would expect from a Silicon Valley Tech run social media website. Like Twitter is just especially bad. guy I love. Please stop pretending to be cis. Halamid, what if trans has gotten surgery? That's literally what the surgery does. Removes her trans. Um. Um. Anyway. Yeah, it's just funny to me when people are like, it's problematic of Halamid to tell you to get bottom surgery. It's like, can you guys not like, come on. I don't know. Like maybe I was gonna say maybe I'm like too ironic enough, but it's like it's on Twitter. I can't imagine how insane you must go all the time if you're someone who is on Twitter and is like that. Like blue skies down the hall to the left. Like you probably would enjoy it much more. CEO of Trans talked about ContraPoints for posting LSF. No, I haven't. Can you send it to me? It was really funny. Like right before I went on Chapo, they had that episode where they were yelling at her. I remember someone joking that it was like having me and Spencer on to talk about the pro trans series is like they were like compensating, which is not true. Which is not true, but it's a very funny concept. Making it up to the trans community. Yeah, because LSF is just purely like a Destiny subreddit now, right? It's really insane. Like, he had that thing where he was like, yeah, I don't want to go to fucking TwitchCon. Like, Hassan was like, I don't want to go to TwitchCon because, nominating Officer of Corbyn's new party, Turf. Yeah, I mean, that was already cooked. That one was cooked for a while. Yeah, it was cooked. It's already over. Cause this guy is like pretty socially conservative, right? But it's on the like the pro Gaza axis, like anti-Israel axis. Yeah, I mean it's cooked. With Corbyn appointed as sole leader of the party. Yeah, because what's her name got like purged basically. As soon as that happened, as soon as that schism happened, the party was over. Why is this? Sarah Sultan. As soon as that happened, it was just over. Yeah. Anyway, what did ContraPoint post? I mean, she's just like the thing about Contra, and I will say, as this sympathetically, she was yelled at enough. Like as someone who was yelled at and called a lib a lot this month, unfairly, I might add. I understand how it could make you go insane, especially if you like lean into it. Like I was gonna make a joke about it. I had that tweeted for a second and then I deleted it because I was like, I'm good. Never mind. Because I was saying like, the state is charging him with using these logs like they're not fake. And I was going to make a post about like I've heard because the original post was about like trans men who'd have sex with trans women harming their partners, and it was calling them chasers. That I was gonna make a post that was like, I've heard all of your thoughts and I'm listening and learning, and I would like to go back on a thing I said before, and by officially apologizing to the man who have sex with women, trans women community. You guys are not chasers. I hear you. You're valid. But I realized that I was just doing the ContraPoints thing. I said this before. The Contra's thing is that she will say a thing like I think the thing I said was reasonable, and sometimes the things she says or does is insane, which I think is maybe the difference. You know, like being friends with Hillary Clinton, like being friendly with her is an insane thing to do. Of course people are going to be mad about you. But when people get mad at her, she responds ironically, and it makes people more mad at her. Well, you know, people talk about how she rightfully should not be friends with Hillary Clinton, and then she'll have a tweet where she's like, just got off the phone with Hillary. We just talked about how she killed Epstein, you know, and it's like, of course people are gonna yell at you more. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, it's like, well, of course that's gonna happen. So I had to uncontrapoints myself for a second. I again still think the thing I said was very normal, and that like they have enough evidence on him that they wouldn't fuck up the case by charging him with like a fake log. It doesn't make sense. Like they have so much shit on Tyler Robinson, like it just doesn't make sense. It's just like it's kind of useless to doubt the logs really right now. I mean, I guess like some amount of skepticism about like someone who's allegedly done something is fine, but that's clearly not the people who are yelling at me. The people who were yelling at me were like, he's a patsy and Israel did it, you know? And it's like, well, you shouldn't, you know. But anyway. So it was, she's posting LSF.
Gonna do. He's gonna tell you that, and by the way, this is a wrong statement that he's gonna deliver, but don't you think things would be better for trans people right now if Kamala Harris, after making concessions about transphobia and leaning into anti-trans narratives, if she had won, don't you think things would be better for trans people as opposed to right now? The reason why this is wrong is twofold. Number one, at that point, all you've done is, once again, concede to the right-wing framing on trans people presenting some outsized harm to the American population. It's not only incorrect, but it's a harmful narrative, and you've leaned into it. And in that process of leaning into it, you have normalized it. You have legitimized the claims of your opponent. Number two, your opponent, in the aftermath of that recognition, will just turn around and say, see, these fucking pro-trans losers even recognize I'm right. Vote for me. I will deal with the trans people with the integrity necessary. Okay? So not only do you look hypocritical, but you end up fucking losing for that reason.
See, it's annoying because he's completely right, but then the thing where he said trans people would be the same, I know what he means about it, because it's obviously right now trans people's lives would be much less precarious if Kamala won. But Hassan is saying that if the Democrats concede on trans stuff and then it lets them win, trans people are still gonna lose, which is correct.
Because you can never defeat the Republicans on hate mongering.
Yeah, I mean that's just what happened. Like if you concede on an issue, then it's just no one's gonna protect trans people, and it's bad. But of course, you know I mean, he probably should have phrased that a different way, but I understand what he's saying, and it's completely correct. And it's exactly what happened with immigration, right? It's a perfect example. That, literally when the Democrats are saying, we should build a wall, it comes off insincere. It comes off well, they were wrong, and they were stupid all this time, and, how can we trust them when 5 years ago they were all saying that Trump was a racist for saying to build a wall, but now they want us to build the wall too. It's the same thing. He's correct. But yeah, I mean, that little second where he's like...
Number one.
What?
But don't you think things would be better for trans people right now if Kamala Harris, after making concessions about transphobia and leaning into anti-trans narratives...
Because, I guess that little bit is wrong, because it is self-evidently, an ascendant Kamala presidency right now that did just completely... not care about the trans issue. Things would probably be better for trans people right now. In the long term, it would just be the same. Arguably worse, because again, if you don't have a group of people defend, if both the parties have just conceded, we have a Labour Party in the Britain situation. Look at how that happened, right? The Labour Party completely conceded on this issue, and what's happened to trans people? It's just been really bad. So, I mean, that's a perfect example of what Hassan means where it's like, yeah, I mean, if you just concede on the issue completely, then it doesn't matter for trans people who wins. It's still just bad. So yeah, I don't know. Obviously people are, but I don't like, why does she hate Hassan now? I guess Hassan spoke out against her when she did her quote unquote nuanced take. Yeah, it's like, it's Gaza stuff. Her quote unquote nuanced take about it's crazy that she was like, oh, only 50,000 people or so have died. It's like not that big a deal. It's like, bad things like this happen a couple times every decade. It's like, that's gonna be the thing you're known for. Congrats. Congrats, Natalie. That is going to be the quote they put on your fucking tombstone. Is Gaza genocide not that bad? It's like bad, but not that bad. She's just a Democrat. I mean, she became a Democrat a long time ago. She had the video on like change and protest. I remember I was streaming regularly back when that video dropped. I remember just disagreeing. I was like, apologize for calling him small brain when he apologizes for calling me a genocide. Yeah, she's just so cooked, dude. Natalie's just so cooked. She's cooked forever. She's gonna be thinking about that cultural moment for the next decade. She's just cooked. Yeah, no, she's completely cooked. Like, even if you're a liberal, you should be like sad about that, because she's just gonna be thinking about this. She's just gonna be in her house by herself, with like probably a bad support network. I mean, I can't say that I have any insight into that, but like, if she's posting like this still, she has a bad support network. Where she's just gonna be like just thinking about it, just like seething about it for a long time. I predict she's gonna make more videos about it. There's no way she can't help herself. If she's still posting about it, she can't help herself. I understand the impulse, because that's the thing, is like, when people are yelling at, like, I remember people started yelling at Natalie a lot in like 2020, 2019, and it was over the stupidest shit ever. But like, it clearly affected her negatively and put her in this really bad feedback loop. Ironically, is that fucked up to say that it's like the J.K. Rowling feedback loop? J.K. Rowling is a different thing, because like this negative feedback loop is like very common for especially political influencers. I've seen it happen to many people. It's good that Hassan is like tough enough that he doesn't like Argonian. Thank you. Hassan is tough enough that he hasn't like fallen victim to it at all, despite the insane fucking things that people say about Hassan. They're like, oh, he was at like a sex club thing that was like rated for human trafficking. Like, he was probably having sex with like unconsensual sex. Like the like Hassan rapist. Like, that's like also like the details of the raid were like not like that. People were taking that. Underage as well. Yeah, which is like not. If you look at the raid on that sex club or whatever, it was not. Yeah, the Radfem one, yeah. But he just like hasn't gone insane, which is like, people say how annoying Hassan is, and they're like, oh, he's a lib, he's like pro-Democrat. It's very good to have someone like Hassan in the position he is in, and the fact that he seems to be like ideologically unshakable from where he is, and the fact that he's willing to like, I mean, especially his position on Gaza, like, you need someone like that. However much you can be like, oh, he's a lib, he's a reformist, he's a LaSalle, yeah, it's actually very important to have someone in that position. And yeah, who's like apparently not shakable out of like the feedback loop thing. Probably has a good support network. Probably has some sort of discipline around checking the things that people say about it, right? Because that's important. As someone who is yelled at, is like when you start getting more yelled at, you log off. You have like people to tell you like, hey, if someone like really, let me know. But like, just gonna log off and I'm gonna enjoy being around people I know. Yeah, H3 is another one. H3 is another one. I mean, it's really easy to have that happen to you. Yeah, the human brain was not meant to comprehend this amount of people having an opinion on you. Like, I know, it's like Reddit, like liberal humanism stuff. But like, ooh, yeah, no, it's not good for you. So yeah, Anna Kasparian, although Anna is like a bit different because she's like a political pundit and has been for a while. Like, I don't really know how those sort of people operate. I can only really speak for like anyone who's close to my like, online creator shit. Like, cause Anna is like real. I mean, she was pivoting with like the birthing people stuff. I had $7 million. You guys would never see me burn on Twitter like that. I think it stops mattering. I think that matters for a little bit, and then you just become a normal person again. It's just a normal person who's much more comfortable. Especially on, like, it's not like it's like, we're not talking like 50 million here. You just have like a retiree date. You know what I mean? You can go on nicer vacations, I think, at that point. Yeah, iDubbbz, it was like the inverse almost, which is really cool. I don't know what iDubbbz is up to now. Remember I saw that video of him saying that he like just wants to be like the white Hassan? Which obviously the white Hassan is Hassan. First off, Turkish people are white. First off, iDubbbz. Is this unproblematic? I mean, I don't know. According to, you see on Twitter, everyone is yelling at Hassan constantly for whatever reason. He's a streamer now, right? Yeah. I don't think to stop with the Catholic self-flagellation. I mean, I feel like it's more Protestant coded. I'm a person of color. Stop predating info. I'm sorry. I'd like to apologize. That is funny with Serbs, because like you couldn't like. I feel like there's a wide variance, especially like I look like Scandinavian, especially with the blonde hair too. That really adds to it. Can't get an answer on Turkish white question. It varies from person to person. That is because that's how whiteness works. It is just arbitrary. And I think it also depends, like, there is a variation regionally. I saw like a hair color map in Turkey, which is interesting, which is like closer to the Bosphorus. Is like generally much lighter. Because it's just, all national identities are like post hoc constructions, many of whom don't actually relate to any sort of distinct, like especially like genetic difference. If you look at like DNA stuff, there's like they map them pretty arbitrarily, but like there was like a Balkan genetic group, which I think is like, it's like kind of Yugoslavia and then Albania and then Bulgaria, which are like just similar enough that you can't really find a distinction. And then, yeah, and then there's an association with Islam as well. Please play Ethnoguesser. I was gonna play it for a second. I don't know if you saw that, and then I realized like the predicament I put myself in, and then I did not. Olive skin and dark hair, just depends. Yeah, there's a big, there's a lot of genetic diversity in just countries in general, especially around the Mediterranean. People are sailing around Um, like Luigi Mangione, who like he's Italian, but he's like ethnically Albanian, right? Like there are plenty of like, you know, Arab and Persian men who just look like Luigi Mangione, and Turkish, like um it's a type of guy. Um Austin show? What is Austin is what ethnicity is Austin show? We're doing, is he Lebanese? I didn't know that. Well, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of, yeah. Also Indy, is that a reference to his old his old pseudonym, or is he actually, I assume that's a reference to the olds. Yeah. Or is he actually like part Indian? I can't tell based on fucking chat. That's a crazy rebrand, by the way. Um Yeah, he got out of there fast, which was very smart. He's half Indian, half Japanese, exactly. Um it's like I don't even want to bring it up because it's gonna be like, I don't, you know, it's not my, anyway. He's Dan 9, and yeah, it makes you think. Um don't worry about it. I don't want to be the person who, I mean, I'm sure people talk about that. Like, he was doing that when I was streaming, wasn't he? Like, I started in 2019. Um, oh, but he for sure. Yeah. Did I ever explain to my mom what chungus meant? Yes, I did. Also, I will say, I said on stream that my parents are libs, and my mom was like, "I'm not a liberal." Like, she's like, I'm left of liberal." So I would like to apologize to my mom. Um, why do I have Duolingo Twitch drops? I don't know what that means. My mom watches sometimes. Um, my mom told me I'm not a liberal. I watch Maddow. That's a truth nuke. Maddow, known enjoyer of the QA podcast, which of course is not a liberal podcast either. What's my next episode? I'm on 2 episodes that we're recording this week. Can I give you a sneak preview of the subject? I'm not writing them though. Thankfully, because I am tired as fuck. Someone with Brad, which I'm always excited for. We love Brad, don't we, folks? Rachel Maddow, on her like top podcast thing, she put QA. Do you guys remember? This is like crazy. Like, funniest QA lore was like last year. It was like one of her like podcasts to listen to or whatever. So Rachel Maddow has an image of me in her head. She knows that I exist, presumably. If I give you a sub, you get Super Duolingo for 3 months. I didn't know that. You're just telling me now for the first time. Watch one of Brad's movies on stream. We should. I don't know if they're, because yeah, like, he's a very good director, which is really cool. Yes, Julian was on CNN, which was really funny. That was a funny history. That was like 2022. Do you think your friend and former coworker Sam Cedar turned Toronto? I don't know if Sam Cedar knows who I am. I don't think so. One battle after another. I've heard about that. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure his movie has COS. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. Is it about... It's about like conspiracy theories and white supremacy. Because people were saying that DiCaprio has had like one miss recently. It's about revolutionaries. But like some of them it's like... It's more like the Day of the Rope revolutionaries, I guess. Like the Oklahoma City bombing sort of style. Main course they for the HBO. Oh my god, how am I blanking on that was all three though. We have... Why am I blanking on his name? This is so embarrassing. Into the Storm, HBO. Hoback. Hoback is his name. Colin Hoback. We have him on the podcast sometimes. He's cool. And Jake's feet. He does have a wiki feet page. He does have a... Let's see the Jake... Let's pull up the Jake Rockatansky wiki feet page. Let's pull it up. Let's see Jake Rockatansky. I'm happy for him. He's got a 3.5 stars. 3.5 stars on wiki feet. Good for him. I'm happy for him. This stream is feet positive except for like wiki feet people who are like sickos. Like wiki feet people are like catty about it. They're like, ugh, those feet are disgusting. The feet people who are cool are just the ones who are like, I love feet. You know, a foot is a foot. Like that's a real foot guy. None of this fake like, you know, incredibly high stuff. Her arches are hideous. Like no. That's the most annoying type of foot guy. Also, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can connect it to your Twitch account and get a free subscription you can use on me. It's much appreciated. Yeah, snooty foot. Yeah, that's not okay. That's not acceptable. Boob guys don't do that for boobs. Are there boob guys? I feel like every guy is a boob guy. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what do you mean boob guys? Like, men who are into women are boob guys. They just have preferences. There are most definitely boob guys. I mean, people have like a preference. Like the boob butt dichotomy with like someone, it's like you can tell which area they're giving more attention to, right? That you can tell which one they're like more about. But I find it hard to imagine that there's a man attracted to a woman who like isn't like, you know, when the clothes are coming off, they're not like, let's see these ones. Like they're looking forward to it. There must be. If that isn't true, it shakes me to my core. They might be disappointed in certain boobs, but like they wanna. This is a political chat, by the way. Yes, absolutely. This is about politics. Let's see Pawn's tits. But like loser, Saber, thank you. I hope you had a good stream. Follow Bottom Like Loser if you do not already. On /shoutout. We're talking about the boob butt dichotomy. Someone was saying that there are boob guys. Like boob guys exist. And I don't think that that's true. I think every guy who's attracted to women is a boob guy. I just don't. I just don't think that that's like unique enough to be a type of guy. Like you can have someone who's like, I guess so. Like maybe you can, because like you could have a guy who's like into butts. No, I guess you're right. It just feels like the most generic. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's just so generic. Because butt guys exist. I'm deducing whether boob guys exist from first principles. Boobpedia does exist. Well, the thing though is that like, that's like every guy who's into women. Like, there's no guy who's into women that's like, I have no interest in Boobpedia. Like, they're okay, but like, that's not really that's not really what I'm looking for. I just don't believe that. Look, and maybe there's a man in the chat right now who has that opinion. And I'm sorry for invalidating your perspective. I'm sorry for crossing you. Attracted to women with perfect teeth. That's pretty normal. That's not like too crazy. A boob guy would be someone who's catty, like the wiki feet. I mean, that exists. That exists. That totally exists. No, I guess it must exist. Yeah. The more interesting is the guys who are like, I like a good like. This is very like trad guy on Twitter. Like it's like aristocratic to be like, I like small boobs. I guess there are boob guys. I guess that's true. Like, you know, too big is like, you know, it's like bourgeois decadence. You know, it's ridiculous. It needs to be small and perky, and that's the aristocratic way. And you still look like you might not be able to feed a child off of it. Which I'm sure that size doesn't actually matter. Would it? I'm trying to think of the, like, as long as it's a fully developed boob, it must be like equally capable, right? I don't think it matters. Yeah, for like feeding a child. Memory gland is a separate thing. I see. Pretty sure size doesn't matter. You can quote me on that. I'm very, very wokely. Mammary gland development does, right, which is a separate thing. You just love like the concept of a woman saying size doesn't matter. That's tough. I hate to It doesn't even matter if it's like specifically about that. You had a dream you had a really bad haircut, then I ran into you at the grocery store and you made fun of me. That was not a dream. I'm sorry to tell you, Play Money Crusher. And yeah, it was a pretty bad haircut. Yikes. Yeah, no, your dream. Uh-huh. Yeah, what were you thinking with that one? What were you thinking? Yikes. What were you thinking with that one? Anyway. Oh yeah, someone were you the one who tagged me in this?
People ask me, what kind of funeral would I want? I want one of those ones where they have wailing, paid mourners, people who basically are paid to come in and scream all day and night. And I want them all in black with veils, possibly from Serbia.
That's why. I'm not an especially like. Do I strike you as someone who like wails a lot? Who would like be? But I understand.
Or Sardinia. They do the best job. And I want these women.
Why is that? It's because Serbian women are insane.
To scream and carry on and wail through.
I say affectionately.
Through the night to the next day, and they will be paid a great deal of money for it. You see.
I am also insane, but I'm like I have enough like cultural wasp stuff that I can like kind of push it down. Like I know that it's like I could say an insane thing here, but I don't.
And I want to be mummified like an Egyptian pharaoh, with every finger wrapped, everything. And I want to be soaked in salt, natron salt, for over 70 days. I want it to be a spectacle, you know. As they said in a movie I watched, series called Hawaii Five-0, when this woman from Dallas said, as Daddy said, go, how'd he say, go first class or stay home, you know.
Waspness isn't the same as sanity. It's like cultural politeness. It's like you're not going to be too extra in public. You're just kind of... which was interesting because I didn't realize, like, Piri was telling me, who's a lady from Britain, that, like, a lot more people in Vancouver talk to her. Like, just say things out loud than, like, than in Britain. Which I always thought Vancouver had a reputation of people being really to themselves. Which is the thing I was kind of, like, ambivalent about. I'm like, I don't know, I wish people, like, would talk to people more. Because it's, like, nice. Yes, Seattle freeze. But yeah, apparently according to, like, maybe, I don't know if that's the case. Is that the case at all for, like, continental Europe? Maybe it's the case for Germany. Because I don't think that's the case, like, for a lot of other... Scandinavian for sure, right. Definitely Austria. Okay, I see. So it is just it's like a Germanic cultural thing. But then the New World is like a little bit crazier, so we have a bit more. Do you think France too? Toronto people won't shut the fuck up. Yeah. Also, there's a great map. They dropped a new map of civilization. Shoes on and off inside the house. Cause what are the like? I think the blue might be somewhat inaccurate. Like someone was saying, like in Iran, you keep the shoes off. Cause like, what do you mean your fucking shoes are on in the house? It's horrific. It's a horrific. It's a horrific cultural practice. My understanding is that in America it's more split. You know what the actual important difference is? All of you guys are saying like, oh no, actually in America it's shoes off. But the difference is, if someone is in your house and is a guest, do they have to take their shoes off? That's the important question. Because more Americans are like, well, it's whatever. Yeah, yes is the only correct answer. Like, if you were at a party, like house parties in British Columbia growing up, there's like 30 people in a house, 40 people. Same with even like in university. There was just like a mass of shoes at the front door. There's like 35, 40 pairs of shoes. Because everyone has to take their shoes off. That's the real difference. Like, do your house parties culturally in the area you grew up in? Yeah, Queens, there was a shoe pile. The shoe pile at Queens. I remember the shoe piles at Queens University distinctly. That's the real, like, green-blue here. And I'm sure this map is inaccurate. If parties are an exception, then you're in blue. I'm sorry. If parties are an exception, it doesn't count. Because that's the worst one. What? It's like, okay, I keep my shoes off in my house, but then if 40 fucking people are in my house, they all have their shoes on? Like, unless you're, like, in a mansion. Like, unless it's like a mansion, you know, and it's like you've cleaned, you know, it's like one of the really extra. Supposed to clean after a party, but that's, you know, no. I disagree. It's not. It's barbaric to me. It's barbaric. It's barbaric. It's wrong. It's morally wrong. You need the shoe pile at the front of the house. I'm triggered. I am triggered AF. I think it's a an incorrect cultural practice. Logic goes, you have to clean anyway for a big party. I guess so. But I just don't. No. It's not okay. Western Sahara Blue is funny. Yeah, like the map where like they don't actually have that much data on something. Do I think dining rooms are a boomer concept? I guess I don't have a dining room technically. But that's just like because I have a 1-bedroom apartment. I don't think so. Are they? I guess so. I guess like more modern houses have like a more open floor plan. Like even bigger houses, it's more like you have a big open area and like maybe the kitchen is segregated and then it's like dining room / living room is like it's disconnected like spiritually, but there is no actual door you go through. Large gathering shoes usually stay on since you don't have enough slippers for everyone. Well, you don't need slippers. You just bare feet or you're in your socks. I'm an extremist on this. I think Canadians are clearly extremists on this because like both Ontario and British Columbia. Not bare feet. I guess your socks. Your socks. Alberta, yeah. I don't even be adverse to raw dogging walking in their home. I don't Wait, do you guys wear socks all day? Is that what you're saying? Like right now you're in your house and you have socks on. Socks all day? No shot. No shot. No shot. No, I do not. That's psychotic. That is psychotic. Okay, if it's cold and you have to, sure. But no, I'm not covering that up. Absolutely not. Well, mine is autism. I don't like this sensation. I do not like the sensation of socks. All right, what's the poll? Let's get a poll. Let's get a poll going. Can I? Socks on in the house. Yes. Of course not. Let's do 2 minutes. Let's see the poll, folks. Folks, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can connect it to your Twitch account and get a free subscription you can use on me. Or you could give me money otherwise. It's much appreciated for supporting the stream. We're doing regular streams again Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday at noon Pacific time. Branigans, thank you. Socks on in the house. 65% of you have socks on. What's my floor made of? What would you describe that as? It's like it's like laminated wood. Yeah, wood and tile. Yeah. Yeah, is it vinyl? I don't know. Smacking my bare feet on. It's not cold. It's not cold at all. Linoleum? I don't know. I like the dogs cold. People are talking like it's concrete. It's a perfectly normal. It's not. It's a perfectly normal. This is insane. You guys are insane. It's also very warm recently. I also live in an apartment, which makes it different. It's a bit different if you're at like ground floor. Yeah, this is fucked up though. You guys are wrong and I'm right. Socks on only when you need to. Only when it's like I clean my floors regularly. Like they're not like I don't understand. You like streaming about choosing parties while I see the point. The point is that like the point being made is that like, well, of course I can have my shoes off, my socks off, because I force everyone in this kind of, you know, Hitlerian dictatorship style to take their shoes off in my home. Oh, there's a hype train. I don't know why it started, but it started. I don't know. I don't understand why, but I'm not complaining. If you would like to subscribe, we have lots of cool emotes, like the little lizard. Casey, thank you for the prime. I have bourgeois wood floor. I guess so. I'm a tank. I'm a Stalinist when it comes to... I'm absolutely a house Stalinist.
I'm gay.
Alexandra, thank you. If you can't have your feet barefoot in your house, that's a clear indication you don't clean your floors regularly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Are your guys' floors disgusting? Do you guys have like... Do you have to clean your socks after you wear them indoors? I mean, I guess you have to clean them just because you like wearing, but like because they like because of like the black, like it gets like black on the bottom and gets all dirty. Is that normal for you guys? Is your floors are so dirty that like the soot develops on the... Because that's fucked up. My floor is fine. I mean, if you're... Okay, alright. If it's fine, then why not... Why would you need the socks? Your feet should be perfectly fine in them. Socks are... Maybe that's just the distinction, is that I don't like socks. Like, it's like an autistic, like, sensory overload thing. Try it. I've tried wearing socks. I'm familiar with the concept of having socks on. That's not a new thing for me that I'm trying out at 27. I know exactly what socks in my house feels like. I don't like it. I have great socks. I just don't like them. I would prefer to not have them on. I like the idea of a guy becoming, you know, like the lesbophobic, like, you clearly haven't had the right man. But you're doing that about socks? Like, have you tried more expensive socks? You might like them. It's like, sorry, I'm born this way. I was rocking the slippers for a little bit. If you like to contribute to Hype Train, it's much appreciated. So thank you, support the stream. Slippers are comfier than socks. It's not even close. But also, I don't really wear them that much.
Oh, it's okay. I'm transgender.
Cletus, thank you.
Oh, I had no idea.
Thank you. Thank you for the fact
Do whatever you want all the time.
Like really comfy slippers where they've got like the kind of fur lining. That's great. That feels good. Socks, it's like it's gripping you. Thank you again, Cletus, for the 5 gift subs. 22 in total. Thank you. I'm not wearing socks made of cardboard. I just have autism. I just have like it's just that's what's going on here. It's not or something. I guess something. I don't know if I'm diagnostic criteria for autism. I'd say it's something though. Yeah, I'm Canadian, exactly. You are? Yeah, I mean, probably, yeah. My mom was definitely taking Tylenol. I just have awesome, exactly. I'm just awesome sauce. Why do you think it's weird that other people do? Because I am right. Shut up. Have I tried American socks? There's no way that there's actually a difference between that. Also, Chad, should I do the Grudo Link Halloween costume? You guys are just gaslighting me about like American things existing. If you wanna like I'll get canceled. Why would I get canceled? If you gift me like if chat finances the costume, I think they're probably like $100. Fanboy appropriation, then I will do it. How about that? If it's a business expense. That's not how business expenses work, but whatever. What if Canadian socks were mind-blowingly worse than American socks? Drop my Venmo? I mean, this is a this is a monetized website. That's kind of the point of streaming. Gerudo Link costume buy. Yeah, they're like $100. Cause I'm not making them myself. Fuck no. Twitch takes the cut. I mean that is life. I do not have a Venmo. I'm Canadian. It's really both the money for you. Yeah, I'm sorry. I do take Dogecoin. How is Dogecoin doing? Probably not good. Yeah, that is the thing. We just have like a really good service. Like within Canadian banks, you can transfer between people, which I didn't realize wasn't a thing in America. But it makes like all the like Venmo is superfluous. Because it's just like, what's your email? Can you transfer you? Yeah, and there are no fees. You need to, it's your legal name though. Like your legal name is attached to it. So as like an influencer, it's less useful than like the, you know, Venmo, whatever. Where it's like a username. Homer, thank you. It's insane that the US has their bank transfers. Like you can wire money, I guess. Alrighty, I guess no Gerudo Link costume for me. Thank you for the hype train, everybody. Thank you for the subs. I don't think anyone wires money. Yeah, drop the bank info, yeah. Nick Fuentes is everywhere now. It's funny, like, it kind of was Destiny's fault originally. Like, he really platformed Nick in a context when he was, like, really fucked. And no one was, you know... And he, like, took credit for that. It was so funny. Because he was mad, like... He's such a narcissist. Like, he realized, like... He didn't suck him off. That is fake. That one's fake, unfortunately. However funny that would be. Yeah, Kanye as well, I guess. Yeah. I'm gonna find there was this insane Nick Fuentes clip, which again I liked on Instagram. I am liking Fuentes clips on Instagram. It is not an endorsement. I'm doing research. Is that a brown bear? Cletus, thank you. It did look like him. It was a penis. Do you know what Nick Fuentes' penis looks like? The video is just a penis. You mean Destiny? Yeah, no, that's a video of Destiny sucking a penis. That is absolutely. I can unfortunately verify that is a revenge porn Destiny blowjob video. But no, it's not Nick Fuentes on the other side. Yeah, no. You see, people were sending it to his, like, child. The fact that that kid's still on the internet is, like, such an insane parent. Like they used to call it CPS or something. Like, that's so fucked up. That he can just continue to... Did Destiny come out as bi on the Trainwrecks podcast? That's a throwback. That's a fucking throwback. Remember the Destiny Felix Biederman Trainwrecks podcast? That was awesome. Yeah, no, that like, sincerely, that kid is genuinely like, I feel wronged by my father because he, like, left and wasn't taking care of me and was too busy, like, streaming. Cole Harbor, $10 million condo. It's so funny that Trainwrecks calls himself the Coke Harbor Butcher. That's a real, like, specific, No, you're right. It would just be bothering his mother. Who his mother should also just fucking make sure he's not online. It sounds like the kid made it sound like Destiny's kid made it sound like his mom isn't that involved either because she's, like, working. Which, like, also I guess implies Destiny is just in a way isn't invest. I don't know. Like, at some level I feel like insane, like, speculating on someone's personal life, but then it's like Destiny does this. Destiny's whole, like, he's perfectly fine with having his life online and turning it into content. Which is, like, horrific. I mean, especially for people, like Destiny's child did not sign up for this. He was born into it. Alright, there's this Nick Fuentes clip I wanted to... I said it's Destiny's child. Isn't it funny? She said the thing. This insane Nick Fuentes clip.
Briefly of where you described our interaction. Do you have that clip?
Glenn Greenwald. Hey, Glenn Greenwald. Excuse me, brah. You're excused. You're excused. Glenn Greenwald passes by me. He's in this is a gay club, by the way. Don't ask me why I'm there. This is a gay club because Glenn Greenwald's here. Don't ask me why I'm there. I'm there to kill everyone. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And I just love the idea that he accidentally, in his, like, fictional scenario, said that he was at a gay club, and then, like, to compensate for the allegations, he had to say that he was gonna shoot it up. Yeah, most effective closeted gay man. Yeah. Like, that's the maneuver you have to do after accidentally being like, yeah, I'm hanging out at the gay club with Glenn Greenwald. Yeah, I'm sure when Nick Fuentes is at the gay club, he's not not the one who's doing the shooting. I guess, does that work as a joke? Is it like he's having sex? I don't know. You know, there's a joke there. It's somewhere. That's a good representation of why he's popular, though. You can see the type of guy he is. Yes, there was a the Trainwrecks podcast in like 2019. Both Felix and Destiny were on it, and Destiny was trying to like own Felix with reason and logic, and it was a very funny exchange. Destiny, Trainwrecks of Chapo Trap House, yes. It's not this one. Yeah, see, this is a real throwback. This is a real room of yeah. Oh man, I remember. It was like when I started streaming. The Asmongold, Destiny, Hasanabi, Sargon of Akkad, Nick Fuentes, Trainwrecks. This is a dream blunt rotation.
Your thoughts from his.
Okay, so I'm not really interested in answering that question, Hassan, because it's obviously loaded and pointless.
No. I don't think you agree with Nick. That's why I'm trying to make the distinction here.
Get so mad at you because you just said that the prequels are shit because they're bad movies on their own merit, but the sequels were shit.
You're muted?
Every single community
platform
into it. It's
the
psychotic to
directors,
assume
Hassan.
this.
This is a Vienna 1912 podcast.
It's the directors that are doing this.
Okay,
they're very open about it.
Okay, but they would never be able to get away with it. Is my point.
How did they lose money then?
If it wasn't financially viable, they would never be able to get away with it, which is precisely.
Trainwrecks is below. Who's the podcast host? I'm not doing a very good job at showing him. It doesn't matter. How old is Nick at this point? He's old as me. Like he's 21, I guess. He looks much more chud. No, I can't find the Felix one. It's somewhere around here. You guys remember that? Anyone who was watching streaming in 2019, like you remember
victimizing himself because you
guys remember this. I'm not hallucinating. The Felix Biederman Destiny exchange. Felix Biederman Destiny. It's lost media now, maybe. I don't know. I mean, this was just like, you guys have to understand that like this was the type of content when like there really is like a pretty big space for like lefty like streamers now who are like, a lot of people are doing really well. There's a couple like non-Hassan streamers who are getting like 5K viewers. In like 2019, that was not the case. There was like Hassan was doing pretty well. He had like maybe 5,000 or 6,000 viewers. And then the rest of political content was like Trainwrecks debates Rem the Bath Boy on the JQ or whatever. Like that was politics. It was like bullshit debate culture. Yeah, it was real bad. It was real not good. Which is why like I feel like I'm solidified because like people wanted me to go on panels. And I was like, I'm not going on a fucking panel. I'm not going on a panel with these people. Do you know what I mean? I'm not doing that. There's just no point in that that content is not good. There's never a meaningful discussion there. And it's not even good for your image. Like it's not good for your image. Debating like the most annoying Destiny orbiter who is like now obviously like doesn't post because they said the N-word too many times on Discord. That doesn't help you in any way, and it's I think Felix was on it. I'm not hallucinating. I swear to God, Felix was on that fucking podcast. Maybe it was a different podcast. How is she having trouble finding the Felix Destiny clip? Destiny uploaded on his own channel. Thank you. Well, then link it, bro. Fucking link it to me. The least useful chatter of all time. Yes, it's Destiny Debates Chapo Trap
Fucking
House.
Good. Destiny, welcome, brother.
With the slasher as well.
Thanks,
We have, I don't even know who this is, but then Slasher, and then Manuel Ferrara. Is that like a porn star? And then Destiny.
Buddy, I can't wait to scream at people tonight.
Me too, dude. I can't wait either.
Train, I just want to tell you that
S-Fan, the Devin Nash, like these are not panels you want to be on. And then there's, I love that Felix is just called Chapo.
the podcast that he's on, they made 2 tweets that were about 10 times worse than anything that you tweeted. And they've caused more drama this past week than probably anything that's happened on.
All right. We can. The last thing we got in trouble for, I really don't. That's.
God, this is such a fucking horrific. There's a part, like, I'm really happy that I got into. This is even 2022. It wasn't like, this is like post. No, this must be like older than 2021. This must be older than that, surely. I love the. Does he have a Turkish? Yeah, it's old. It's like 2019. This is so cool. Oh, the Salo tweet. I am happy that I got into streaming stuff early because I can like do well enough, even when I'm just like really lazy and take like long breaks. It's like having like an early platform or whatever. Like it was smart. It was a savvy decision that I thought political streaming was a good idea in 2019. But like, oh man, I do not envy my past self having to interact with like that political climate. This was cool too, because this was a point in which like everyone was obsessed with Chapo Trap House. The Salo tweet, it was Virgil Texas actually, tweeted something about like it's the the Pete Buttigieg after party, and it was a photo. Is the tweet still up? Oh, okay, right. I mean, I guess Virgil Texas. Wait, what's going on here? What's xcancel.com? We disavow, yeah. Virgil Texas. Is it like an archive or whatever? Oh, it's if you don't have an account. That's cool. I'm like, did you just steal my social security number? At the Buttigieg staff party in Concord, the mood is not happy, and it's like a screenshot from Salo. It's like a guy, a teenager getting sexually tortured or whatever. Because people were like, well, it's homophobic. Which, like, I guess, I don't know. I've stopped thinking about that. I don't really.
Bullshit. No one's gonna remember that in a week.
She's right.
Okay, well, how bad are the tweets? I mean, I don't even think my tweet was that bad. Obviously, you and Destiny don't like it, but like, I don't think my tweet was that bad. What's his tweet?
All right, so
when he was the only, is Virgil Texas queer, or are you doing a bit? I think you're doing a bit.
Mine, it was another member of the show.
Yeah.
Right, we didn't do any. I personally didn't do anything, but just to clarify, I'm not throwing anyone under the bus. Someone who is on my show. Before I begin with this, are you familiar with the film Salo?
No.
No, of course not.
It's just a movie about, rich elites practicing sexual sadism. Can't imagine why people would think about it now. But he posted a screenshot from that movie, one of the particularly disturbing scenes, and said that it was Mayor Pete's second place victory party in New Hampshire. And, everyone on Twitter just decided it was homophobic, even though he's just saying that Pete is a mildly fascist person who would do all the stuff that they're doing in the movie. He's Pete Buttigieg, the presidential candidate.
Yeah.
This is one of those tweets where it's like, yeah, for like 5 days, everyone's going to pretend to.
Anyway, I don't
And so.
I don't get it.
It's like, yeah, it's like, what do we even? This was yeah. No, you guys are very privileged to not have to deal with this instead of,
saying that Pete is the boy.
I don't know what the joke is, but I know that. Right now,
You just said you knew what the joke is. You just said that you knew it was a gay joke, and that's why it's getting.
No, I didn't say that. I said I know how most people interpreted it, which is why it's getting so much backlash. And if you're gonna sit here and tell me that most people know about the Florence movie and interpreted it as some whatever bullshit, you're deluding yourself. But we both know that you know that's not true, right?
Well, I mean,
Live destroyed beloved childhood memories to remember Destiny Chapel clip.
There's a reason why you couldn't answer that question. Like, you know it's true. You know it's true, dog.
Shut the fuck up.
Come on, dude. What about people?
No, let me fucking answer.
Yeah.
The reason people retweet it a lot and it has 9,700 likes is because it became a huge subject of controversy. That happens to every tweet that becomes a fucking topic of the day. And you fucking know that as well.
I know that right now there's a lot of really weird, like, physical appearance attacks on Pete and a lot of really weird homophobic tweets about Pete, about him not being...
So yeah, Destiny was like a pro Pete crusader who was like, there's so much homophobia against Pete Buttigieg from the left or whatever. Yeah, you don't like... You don't hate that political context for Twitch streaming enough. It was really bad. It was no good at all. Which is, I'm really happy that like the Hassan style of content, like on like political content, became much more ascendant. Like this is the thing, like Hassan, the reason why it's not like that is because of Hassan. I can't articulate this enough. It's Hassan. Hassan was like, this is all stupid and I'm not gonna do it. I'm not going to participate in it. It doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. And then now it's not like that. Now there aren't any panels. No one's asking me, you know, I have more viewers than I did then. No one has asked me to go on a panel. No one has assumed that I'm going to go on some panel from a... Yeah, what was the, like... People were asking me I was going on this one particular panel, and it was all just, like, Destiny Orbiters. I was like, of course I'm not. What are you talking about? Yeah, no, the end of like panel streaming on Twitch is so good. It's great. The hippy dippy panel, that was the one. Didn't that guy like move to Ukraine to support Ukraine? Wasn't that? Didn't he move? Yeah, the Dylan guy was like, he had some tweet where he was like, I no longer support Ukrainian Nazis because they hate crime to one of my gay friends. Yeah, it's like, I just don't... Like, it's like, I don't give a fuck about these people. I don't give a fuck about these people. He's doing popular fun style news coverage. Like streaming from Ukraine. Doing a Bud Dwyer on the Hippy Dippy panel. Yes, he was an Azov propaganda guy, is my understanding. Which is probably hyperbole, but whatever. And then he was like, actually, I hate Azov. They hate crime with one of my gay friends. And it was like, wow. I could have told you that was going to happen before you fucking went there to do like on the ground reporting about it. I didn't even have to do that. And I already knew that was the thing that they, you know. Well, it's a good thing that you wasted. Yeah. Anyways, they're not people that matter. So yeah, people are saying, oh, Hassan is annoying, he's a lib, he's like pro-democrat, he's a reformist. It's like, you don't know what a like political content streaming, you know, context where he isn't descendant looks like. And it's not good. It's not fun. No, yeah, Dylan is a lib. He's absolutely a lib. He just like is. Yeah, and then infrared. Yeah. I mean, what is he doing now? I guess he's on like Kick because he's been banned for saying that Russia's based. He's just like a NAFO guy. He's it's you've seen that. Did you guys know as well? The guy who was debating Charlie Kirk when he got was like a NAFO dude. Like he had like it's like a trans flag, a gay flag, and a NATO flag in his like in his house. Yeah, it's awesome. It's just like the most brain poisoned, like did Raj start the panels? FKA Raj started the panels and then yeah, I guess it was Train who did the it was just awful. It's just terrible. It's terrible stuff. Hinkle and Fred at TwitchCon? That's really funny. Are you allowed to go? Like, you're banned. Surely you're not allowed to go. Well, yeah, the mega, like, I really feel like the mega communists, it's really just the fact that Jackson Hinkle, like, just is now, like, the default Twitter account for, like, every, like, Arab boomer uncle. Like, that's his niche now, is being, like, is that sort of like, I don't know what you would call that sort of politics, but that's really the Hinkle thing. It's not really doing the MAGA communism thing. I mean, I guess that's kind of like MAGA communism became that because like that's what's most successful. It's like Bricks News. Yeah, exactly. And that's like just what MAGA communism is now because that's what does the best politically. They didn't get in. That's hilarious. Where's Infrared? Is he still streaming? Because I remember like ironically thinking he was funny in 2021. Like, you guys remember? I am a Mongoloid. This is another component of like debate culture by Oomphy. Wow, in like 2021.
Well, you're just talking like a Mongoloid.
I don't give a fuck. I am a Mongoloid. In my heart, I'm a Mongoloid. That is what I am. We are a horde. That is what we are. Yes, we are that. We are 100% that.
That's not something to be proud of.
It is something to be proud of, because the Mongols are the ones who created civilization. And you created nothing but barbarism. You're the fucking barbarians. You destroyed the treasures of mankind. The Mongols only united it. What the fuck do you know about civilization? What the fuck do you know about pride? What the fuck do you have to be proud of? Except looting, genociding, and destroying the cultures and peoples and wealth of this world. What the fuck do you know, Cans Cuck?
I love Cans Cuck.
I am chipping out, bitch, because I'm a fucking human being. And you're a little soy boy cuck, little bitch. You don't know who the fuck I am.
No, I see you. I think you're a Mongoloid. That's what you
I am a Mongoloid. You're right. It is what I am, and I'm proud of being that.
Well, it's an anthropological term. It doesn't actually mean Mongol.
So what's your point? You ugly, disgusting, fucking ugly, disgusting, fucking barbarian, smelly piece of shit. You want to talk racism? I can be way more racist than you, Angloid. What fucking civilizations did Angloids ever fucking have? It needed the Romans to fuck all of you in your ass to give you any civilization. You never had any of your own. You want to be racist? I could be way more racist. You want to talk shit about Asians? What the fuck do you have on Asia, huh?
I have nothing on it.
You have nothing, because you're a Cans Cuck, bitch.
Goated. Incredible. The problem with Haas is that like he wasn't actually doing a bit. Like he was just like, I'm gonna yell about the things I actually believe, and like people were like, oh, he's funny, haha, and then he just kept doing it, and he doesn't have any capacity for self-awareness. As Nick Fuentes said in a call between Haas, Destiny, and Nick Fuentes, he is a charisma black hole or a content black hole, which I think You know, something broken clock. Like you can tell in real conversations that he is like a moron who has no capacity for self-awareness. I think he could have done really well if he wasn't actually insane, but if he was like pretend insane. We should watch this on oh man. Oh man, do you remember this is a different oh god. Yeah, because they had Stavi on. Remember? Stavi was like the surprise roast guest or whatever.
For Hassan's good friend, Noel Miller!
Stimulus check for a tier 3.
Oh, yeah. What's going on with him? What's going on? Because like his co-host or whatever got like, you know, was having sex with 17-year-olds when he was like a 25-year-old or whatever.
Sub.
Like his, not Noel Miller, like the he just has a solo pod. What's the good? There's the Will.
Austin's roast.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't Stav on this? I remember. Oh, he didn't even show up. That's so funny. He zoomed in. That's so funny. At the 100 Thieves compound. That's like the most like flashbang 2021 statement. Yeah, I mean, I always forget, like, why did I stop stream? Like, you know, it's doing really well. Why did I stop streaming as much? And it was like, yeah, it wasn't a good context. Yeah. That's so cool. So is the Riyadh Comedy Festival is happening now. The 100 Thieves Totino Fortnite training room, yeah. Dave Chappelle criticizes free speech in America at Saudi Arabian Comedy Festival. It's easier to talk here than it is in America. You are literally not allowed to talk about religion at the thing. It's so cool. The comedian is one of more than 50 performers participating, which has come under fire for being held in a country. That is the thing, because people are like, oh, well, America's as bad as Saudi Arabia. And it's like, it depends on how you define that, really. But like, it really just depends on how you define that. Because it's like, America is an evil country of a much bigger scale. Which makes it easier to be evil. Like, do you know what I mean? It's kind of a cop-out answer. So especially when you are literally performing for the people who run a country. Criticize the status of free speech. Did he say it in the context of Charlie Kirk? That makes it much funnier. Right now in America, they say that if you talk about Charlie Kirk, that you'll get canceled. That makes it so much funnier. It's not even a partisan thing anymore. Wait, that's like he's saying like if you make fun of Charlie Kirk, you'll get canceled. Unlike in Saudi Arabia. That's such an enlightened centrist take. That's such an enlightened centrist take. Later noted he feared returning to the United States because they're going to do something to me so that I can't say what I want to say. It was surprising to hear Chappelle talk about Charlie Kirk and Riyadh when just recently America canceled Jimmy Kimmel doing the same. What else did he say about Kirk? That's really funny. That's incredibly funny. That's so much funnier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was like because of woke. That is the thing about Dave Chappelle is like he is just a habitual, like he likes stepping over the line. That's like his complex that has caused him to be the way that he is. That's what he is motivated by. That it's his feedback mechanism that leads him to be like this. And so he's like, I don't care what Charlie Kirk. But yeah. Did anyone actually break any of the rules? Yeah, someone posted a list of the terms where it's like you can't... Tim Dillon says he was disinvited to attend the event from an unearthed joke that he previously made about Saudi Arabia. That's so embarrassing. That's like the most embarrassing is that you get the flack for wanting to attend the event and then you don't get the money. Comics come under fire for comedy washing the Saudi regime in return for big payouts. $375,000. Defended the project on his podcast, suggesting that the cultural exchange could have unexpected benefits. It was great to experience that part of the world and to be part of the first comedy festival over here in Saudi Arabia. The royals loved the show. Everyone was happy. The people that were doing the festival were thrilled. The comedians that I've been talking to are saying, dude, you can feel the audience wanted it. They want to see real stand-up comedy. That's the thing about Bill Burr. Everyone's like, I'm so surprised by this. But I can't say that I'm especially surprised. I hate to, it's so annoying, the cultural like landscape. You become like, it's like, oh, you're like uppity trans, like he's like been transphobic for like half a decade at the very least. I stopped paying attention to him in like 2021 when he was just like, they're not women, right? Like I don't see the problem, and like just kind of maintain that position. Like, I don't know, he sucks. Can't say that I care for a person after I hear them say that. He's also friends with Chappelle, yeah. It's so funny, Burr's like doing really well. Like he's getting a lot of like Hollywood shit, right? Like he's an actor now. Like he does not need the money. He's just a dumbass. Yeah, he's not annoying as the Austin guy, so he stands out. Yeah, I mean everyone, you can see the tweets that exist throughout the past like 3 years of trans women being like, it's funny how Bill Burr is becoming this comedy hero when like he hates us. And no one actually cares about trans women. So it's like, oh, whatever. It's to a point where like you're viewed as like a killjoy when you're just like, I actually can't say that I fuck with or support anyone who doesn't recognize my humanity. And it's like, oh, bringing up the fucking even just presented as like a personal preference, it's like anyway, yeah, I can't say that I'm surprised. I did like, was that a Chapo joke of like, because Aziz Ansari is going, it's like, are they gonna take his passport? Like, how does that work? Yeah, Norm Finkelstein. I mean, surely Finkelstein is pro-Gaza. But that's the thing, is that he's like also an insane person. Like otherwise he's an insane person and not a useful political ally. Like outside of, I guess, like an attack dog. But you could say the same about like Destiny debating conservatives. Yeah, his position on gooning, that it's like fascist. I don't know if he actually understands what gooning is. I don't know if like he has the psychosexual awareness. Like he strikes me as someone who doesn't like he's like someone who is like at the section that he still goes to like porn stores. Like he doesn't know what internet like he doesn't know what the internet and sex means. Like there's no understanding of that context. Let's see the Norm Finkelstein, because the Finkelstein thing is that there's a trans conspiracy by the healthcare industry to get more people trans because it's like it generates money. Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, this might have changed recently. Because I think a lot of people have changed recently on this. But, like, Finkelstein historically has been a two-stater. Like, by definition, liberal Zionist.
There's an expression, I don't know if they coined it or whether it's a commonplace in your generation. The expression is gooning, G-O-O-N-I-N-G.
Grooming or gooning?
Gooning, G-O-O-N-I-N-G.
I love how he says it.
It means basically being transfixed with porn, video porn, for like 24 or 48 hours straight. If straight's the right word there. And it struck me.
You can't seriously. Why not?
Now I know this is going to sound.
Do you think that someone who believes in a two-state solution isn't a Zionist? Or are you too busy just using that word as a pejorative that you don't understand its actual content? I am gay! Eat the rich, thank you. Like, what two states? Is that two Palestinian states? There should be two states and they're both run by Palestinians.
Harsh. But it struck me that even though this crowd considered itself bohemian, and even though this crowd considered itself...
I don't know if that's changed in the last, like, year or two. Because it's very likely to have changed, I'm sure.
What would you say? Anti-establishment.
The Hanania Red Scare podcast on Richard Hanania. Wow. I really want to see what's going on here. Why is it all Richard Hanania? This is like the most horrific. Haas confronts Richard Spencer with Europe's Reddit future. Infrared show debate. Curtis Yarvin reacts to Richard Hanania genuflecting after expose. Wow. What a rich intellectual culture. That's the thing, the intellectual culture on like the internet is not better than it was in 2019. I will just say that there is actually like a leftist space. Maybe that's the difference, is that like if you're trying to if I wanted to do the thing that I was doing now, or when I was doing it in 2021, the portion of people who are like, I want to see her on a panel debating liberals, my favorite liberal NAFO Ukrainian guy or whatever, like that becomes like a solid portion of your audience. It just like kind of has to be. And it's like, oh, like let me clip farm and then send it to the other streamer so that we get like a real conflict here. Whereas now there's enough people that have been like there's enough people that have been kind of habituated on like Hassan style of political content, where that's just like stupid, and it's like, why are you asking me to go on a fucking panel? That it's much more tolerable. Dealing quick because of Destiny drama weirdos? Yeah, exactly. It's just not fun. It's not fun having to be around there. I'm sure being embedded in it is like horrible. That's a political scene that is Destiny dominated far more. The Riley lady is so awesome. That was another person you had to pretend wasn't like just an insane moron. Also data contra points, by the way. Because she was trying to do like real, like, oh, this is real, I'm doing real political content, this is forward facing and it's professional. And then she would just get in debates. Remember the Doe debate? Do you guys remember that? Because Riley was trying to be like, oh, kick your pride is bad. And then to like hold that position, she was saying that when Doe is being like child sex trafficked, that it wasn't a sexual act for the guy who was literally buying it, like buying Doe to purchase for sexual acts, that wasn't like a sexual thing. It's like, well, it technically doesn't count. And she like stood by it because it was like Riley Grace, whatever. Yeah, that was a classic. That was a classic moment. Because like it is like someone in the Destiny molds. Because Destiny tried to do like real politics, but he's like a sociopath, so he just says insane things. Riley Gaines, I think you're. Oh, you guys are doing a joke because Riley Gaines is like the anti-trans lady, and you're confusing it with the trans lady. I don't think she's posting anymore. No, she's still doing fucking panels, I guess. Good luck. Did debate with Destiny, yeah, she's like Destiny Orbit. With Sex Pestiny. Yeah, I mean, these are people you don't have to think about anymore. These are people you don't have to think about anymore. I think Norm might be a one-stater now. Yeah, he said 2019, he said two-state solution is dead. When I was talking about this in what, 2022 or 2023, he was sufficiently two-stater. But it's funny because he debates like Dershowitz or whatever. But like, it's the same with Chomsky where he was, you know, both of them are anti-BDS. Which again, I'm sure has changed. I don't know if Norm is anti-BDS yet anymore. Or still. I think. Here's the opinion. Sees the ultimate goal of BDS as destroying Israel, which in his opinion shoots Palestinians in the foot. This is a two-state position. I think this might have changed. That was a pre-October 7th opinion. Which this might have changed, but that's subjectively. So that's the Norm Finkelstein position. Haas.
Professor Dugan.
I didn't see this. I mean, this isn't worth watching because it's like one insane fascist talks to another insane fascist.
Once again, an honor to meet.
But that's awesome.
Meet with you, And thank you so much for taking the time.
Response to the fascism accusations.
In that sense, I have elaborated in more than 100 books that I have written a kind of systematic.
It's pure slop, by the way. I read one of his books. The geopolitics one, the one that inspires.
Critics of the Western modernity, developing the concept of René Guénon, traditionalist philosophy.
The one that inspires the sort of Eurasianist stuff.
Martin Heidegger.
The fact that he throws Heidegger in there as well is so fucking funny. Like this really poor, strange reading of Heidegger, being like, just so you're unsure about, like, I'm just adding fascist people.
Pessimistic tradition of the Western.
It's pure slop. People overemphasize his influence, I think, in Russia. That he wants to be seen as this like QAnon style figure that has like secret influence in the military and like pulls the strings, but he's not really. Like, he thought of a political ideology that works for the context of like Russian right-wing irredentism, and has like specifically crafted it for that sort of Putinist political context. It's a bit like saying that, you know, the video of the guy who like he's pretending to push the train and he's like, it looks like he's bringing the train in with his hands. Like, that's like Dugin's control on Russia. Yeah, I think that his influence, like, historically, by like, and he loves like playing into this, because like Russian or Western journalists will be like, to look behind the ideologue running the state ideology in Russia, and he like really likes that idea. But I think at the very least, I think his influence is greatly overemphasized. Thoughts on Tenchi Anna? Is that the like Hegelian girl? Is it that lady? Because I can't say that I have thought too much about. I just think it's kind of a bit. I think that shtick is kind of just embarrassing, but I think that's self-evident. I just think like philosophy Twitter isn't real anymore, unfortunately, after Elon took over the website. And if it was, she would be like made fun of enough that she would maybe be driven off. Her shtick would be different at the very least. Well, all the Dime Square isn't like a real thing anymore. It's like it's not a scene. It's like dead. So anyone who's still doing the Dime Square stick, it's like, you know, the party is over 4 hours ago and still dancing. Yeah, it's just embarrassing. I don't know. I think it's an embarrassing stick. But it doesn't matter, because like there's no philosophy Twitter anymore. She seemed fine before, but I don't know what happened. Like, she seemed like vaguely fine as like a philosophy Twitter, and then they were doing it like, we're gonna sublate racism, we're gonna like take all of the good parts of racism and then remove all the bad bits to get it to a higher level. And it was like, I'm good, man. I'm good. Sure. No thanks. No thank you. Trying to understand what happened to her? Yeah, I don't know. Just like terminal undergrad brain, probably. Do you think you might ever do naked pictures of your butt or any other angles? No, I don't think so, but thanks for asking. Was she the one who did like the picture of the like? I can't remember if it was real powder or not, or if it was just like obviously flour, but it was like some like Lacan book or something, and then it had like the lines on it, or it was like Phenomenology of Spirit. I think she was that lady, wasn't she? It was like, what are we doing here? Like, come on. No, that was Nikki the Hegelian. Oh, okay, yeah. Which she's like gone. She's like a Vancouver lady, isn't she? Wasn't she Vancouver? Um, we're not sending our best, folks. Like Vancouver / New York. We're not sending our best. We're not sending our best. Nikki was probably a real cook, which like there's something so embarrassing about posting your drugs on the internet because it shows that you think it's cool, which obviously the real cool thing is that it's not a big deal. It's like people were doing that discourse, those like puppy girls were posting videos of them like snorting ketamine off of like, and there was like, oh, you know, you had like a bunch of people who were like basically like Reaganites who were like, we shouldn't normalize this. And it's like that, we tried that. It doesn't work actually. Shaming people for doing drugs does not work. It's actually really bad. You would think, you know, deducing Reaganism from first principles, like deducing DARE from first principles is actually not good. The reason why it's cringe is because it's like, well, you don't post yourself doing it. Like that's lame. Like you don't, it was, yeah, that video was, I remember that, like, what I remember that video, it was on like a carpet and they were doing lines off of like an Amazon cardboard thing. It was like, this is not an image of yourself you want to put forward. Not because it's like, you know, it's bad to talk about doing drugs. That's just not gonna work. Shaming people for doing drugs is not going to work. It doesn't, it is just cringe. It's just cringe. So similar thing to the posting that you're doing lines off of your Hegel book. Yeah, come on. Anyway. Anyway. What else has been going on? It doesn't feel transgressive to me. If you just know what's going on in like all of those like Portland puppy polycules, where it's just that, and it's like I know what's going on here. It's not. I can't say that is for me. That sort of dynamic. I respect. You know, if you're in a polycule, God bless. That sounds horrifying to me personally. Like, I mean that. People do that in an annoying way of like, oh, you could identify whoever you want. Puppycule is a great term, though. It's not a Biden count. Yet, genuinely to each their own. I find the idea of, like, dating multiple people who are all dating each other, who all share the same lease, to be, like, the most horrifying concept imaginable you could put me in. Like, good luck. I guess it is just horny broke people, yeah. Not always. What do I mean, lease? I'm not, you guys say lease, like Lease. That's how you pronounce it in America. It's like a thing you sign. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm normal. You're the weird one. No, like a contract you sign for a house, not like a relationship contract, like a real. Do you guys not call it a lease? Like when you're like, I agree to live in a house that I'm renting for a year, you sign a lease. I guess maybe you just haven't experienced that part of your life yet, is maybe the possibility. Maybe that's the difference. So it's like, what do you mean a lease? That doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, you will eventually. Eventually that'll be a thing you have to interact with. Yeah, I think I'm right on that one. They're tricking me into a Bidenism. People usually say it for cars or businesses. Oh, interesting. Maybe that's a cultural difference. Because that's not the case for Canada. What else is going on? Just other than, like, I'm running out of things to talk about when I stream for long enough that I'm just now being like, remember how terrible 2020 was for political streaming? This is fascinating. Cash has called ADL an extremist group functioning like a terrorist organization. I'm confused about this schism because I assume this is related to right-wing stuff. Yeah, Times Square is a butt of the joke because it's like a scene that doesn't exist and it's like really embarrassing. The Jewish civil rights group. I wonder why. Like I imagine it's about characterizations of like right-wing, like far-right nationalism. He's saying it's over Comey, really. Okay, well this is not a properly saved article. Yeah, it's like it's because of Christo-fascist groups. That's what I assumed. Which is probably very stupid of them to do. Right? Like, ADL deleted their anti-white supremacy material on the website. I mean, that organization, I don't understand the organization's position if the government is breaking contact with them. Comey wrote love letters to the ADL and embedded FBI agents within them, a group that ran disgraceful ops spying on Americans. Well, this is the explicit reason. Yeah, because it's weird, because they both love apartheid. Yeah, this is a bit of a let them fight, because it's like, the ADL is just like can't actually do the thing that it's like ostensibly supposed to. I mean, the fact that they said the Elon Musk thing wasn't actually a Hitler salute is like, wrap it up. Like, we're done here. I guess it's an attempt to further pressure the ADL into like not talking about right-wing, like white nationalism. Then I guess Elon doesn't like, which is so funny, like, yeah. Yeah, I guess let them fight. I assume that's an attempt to influence the ADL. I don't know. That's bizarre though. His unfortunate gesture, yeah. The Gaza flotilla, some of them made it through, but then they seized one of them that like Greta Thunberg was on, right? So she's back in custody in Israeli custody. It has been interesting to see which countries react in various ways to like the IOF like in international waters seizing a flotilla, like at intercepting it with a bunch of different foreign nationals on them. Yeah, because what, there was a member of Polish government that was a part of it, and the Polish reaction was like, that's gonna happen. What do you mean? Can't confirm its status, shows it's in Gaza waters, but its route is unusual. Locals can't see it, and it's unclear if the participants are still on board. Right, so these were legally intercepted. What does legal support mean in this context? Yeah, and then Italy isn't helping, but then there's been like a proper general strike in Italy, right? Which there's a planned general strike. There's been a general type of strike. A strike in general. Not to be confused with the general strike. Call a general strike for Friday in solidarity with International Aid Flotilla. Yeah, I mean, I like North America's so cucked, man. That's the same. The Canadian position is like, I don't know. Like, what about all the 6 or whatever Canadian nationals that are in IOF custody? It's like, what are you gonna do? So the city of Naples, demonstrators gone to the main railway station and halted train traffic, while police surrounded the termini railway station in Rome after protests gathered close to entrances. Consists of more than 40 civilian boats carrying 500 parliamentarians, lawyers, and activists, including an Italian contingent. It's been trying to break Israel's blockade of Gaza with medicine and food. The aggression against civilian ships that were carrying Italian citizens is an extreme matter, the CGIL union said. Calling the strike which other small unions said they would join. The announcement comes after a previous general strike in support of Gaza, GSF called by the grassroots union. I'm not going to try to. Syndical de Base, which turned violent on September 22nd, which turned violent in Milan. This is good. I think some people have recognized this in the American context, and it's manifested primarily, I think, on campuses. Which again, this shows like a difference in revolutionary for that. Like, the issue of Gaza is a good unifying, like political moment for a bunch of different, various left-wing political forces. Like it's actually very good to rally around, even outside of merely the obvious point of like, attempting to end an ongoing genocide. It is like an important political moment. Yeah. You know, the USB announced that it intended to block the port and call on all protesters to gather, because this is not happening. And it's interesting. I wonder why it's specifically Italian, or why the Italian unions are specifically more militant about this. Because again, this is like that unification of like labor as well as anti-imperialism is like I couldn't think of a better like of all of the political moments or reasons for activity in 2025, I couldn't think of a better one for revolutionary potential, which is still, you know, it's a very sorry state, but Italian's foreign minister said earlier that his Israeli counterpart had assured him the Israeli armed forces would not use violence against activists on board the flotilla. Should unions would do this? Yeah. No, I'm not holding my breath. Politics are happening. Italy's Meloni criticizes Gaza's flotilla. Called in their support. Italy would do nothing to help Palestinians. Institutional memory of the partisans. I guess that's true. That is the thing. Is it's interesting. Like the Communist Party of Italy has been. Like I don't want to use the term cucked because they kind of cucked themselves in a lot of ways. That like there isn't actually like a communist political institution to take advantage of this. Because nobody likes the communists. It's a very depressing state of affairs. I mean, in Europe for different reasons than North America. Because in Europe it's far more, or much more about like, the institutions were built, but they fucked it up. Whereas I think Canada and America, it's a lot more, there were never institutions. There was never a chance of that. It's purely like the specter. Al Jazeera. Yeah, I mean, it's insane. It's just like, Israel is like a rogue state. I mean, I guess that's not a useful concept, but there's certainly a fascist state. Like, to not even care about it, they really have become, like, at this point, the fact that they don't care about the, like, I hate using this term, but, like, the optics of doing this. They're like, we will do brutal fascism explicitly. Which obviously, literally doing a genocide is far more extreme. But yeah, I mean, the institutions are, the institutional response by other states, and the states that actively facilitating the genocide has been very tepid, if anything, right? Like, I know Carney said that it would comply with International Criminal Court if I believe I'm not hallucinating that, am I? Canada, if Netanyahu visited Canada. I can't remember if I hallucinated that though, because that sounds too good to be true. Yeah, like we weren't a part of the mass walkout when Netanyahu was speaking at the UN. SEC comply. Yeah, I can't find anything. I swear I saw something on this. No, it was recently. It was a recent development, because I know Mamdani said that he would get him, which actually seems more insignificant. I don't know what the powers of a mayor are, but that if Netanyahu was speaking at, was at the UN summit next year. Here we go.
So Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is visiting the White House as we are talking today. He addressed the UN General Assembly here just a few days ago in New York. Now, the International Criminal Court has a warrant out for his address. They say that they accuse him of crimes against humanity. You have called, as I mentioned, Netanyahu's actions in Gaza genocide. It's going to become not just a rhetorical, but a question rooted in reality if you are mayor. As mayor of New York, you will oversee the next UN General Assembly, right, if you're mayor. Will you abide by the International Criminal Court? Will you have Prime Minister Netanyahu arrested if he's here?
Look, I've said time and time again that this is a city that believes in international law. This is a city whose values are ones that deserve to actually be reflected in our commitments. And I think that our city should uphold the warrants the International Criminal Court issues, whether it be for Benjamin Netanyahu or Vladimir Putin. And also, I am not Donald Trump. I will follow the laws as they are, as opposed to bend them to my own will. So we will pursue every legal avenue to ensure that that accountability is present. And the reason for that is that the context we are speaking about, this is a man who has orchestrated a genocide that has killed one Palestinian child every hour for close to 2 years. This is someone whose conduct I hear about from New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs. And they come to me with a horror at what they have witnessed. And for some New Yorkers, a horror as to what they have lost. There was a Palestinian New Yorker who spoke to me about losing 85 members of her family who were all killed by the Israeli military in Gaza. It's unconscionable. And a mayor's responsibilities to the people of this city, but it's also an opportunity to show your values as the leader of this city.
This was posted on the 30th with Justin, but I don't know suppressed news. I don't know how reliable suppressed news is for the timestamp for this. But yeah, that was great. Yes, this is funny. The flight he has to take to make sure. Which again, if he flies through your country, that's deeply embarrassing. Yeah, because of the ICC arrest warrant. That was just you feel like that was a bit ago? Maybe, because someone was saying that he went back on this. I guess the NYPD has the capacity to arrest him. I actually wonder what that political moment would be. I don't think that Netanyahu's like dumb enough to cause it. Like, he just wouldn't show up. I don't think. I just think he wouldn't show up. But I wonder, like, does the NYPD give a fuck about Benjamin Netanyahu? Because I know they are like an evil fascist force. And, you know, Saran doesn't actually control the NYPD. But I don't. Radar cops are trained in Israel, but like, how many of them are trained in Israel? Like, I know that's a thing of like that's happened, but like, it's not like every NYPD cop isn't like going over there for 6 months to like see this is how you bash in protesters' skulls. Posted 2 days ago. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on the Mamdani relationship with the NYPD. The specific amount is not known. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, folks. I'm glad that he has that position. It was insane to see like how much, even just like the Mamdani campaign in general, went back on his old political ideals when he was just like prompted about it. But I guess it's not a surprise for someone who's like electorally savvy. Because yeah, sometimes being electorally savvy, would you believe it, is quite antithetical to like an activist ethos. That's like I mean, I don't know. Bernie is an electorally savvy person, but has like since the 80s had an adversarial relationship with like activists more to the left of him. Just read them as no shot. That's so funny. Fortnite Friday with Gavin Newsom. See, normally this would be irresponsible, but I know that Connor is gonna make this. Like that fucking asshole, the Channel 5 guy, the sex best allegation Channel 5 guy that like, I guess no one gives a fuck anymore about like women. Like Me Too is just fully dead, even on the left. Andrew Callahan. He did like a Pete Buttigieg interview, and like apparently he did Jubilee too. I saw that. Apparently it was so fucking softball, the Pete Buttigieg interview, that he got like harassed by his Patreon into like not posting it. Maybe he posted it anyway. Like the Patreon was like, these are too many softball questions. He did post it. That's awesome. Yeah, he went on Jubilee, which I love how terrible he looks in the thumbnail for that. He looks like shit. I think that's great. Why does he look like that? But also, like, you're the guy who's gonna fucking debunk conspiracy theorists. Like, no, you're not. Looks like fucking Carrot Top. Yeah, no, he should.
I'm gay.
Zadukin, thank you for the gift sub. It's much appreciated. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can connect to your Twitch account and get a free subscription. You can use on me. Tessos, thank you. Or you could subscribe the normal way as well. Yeah, that guy. They asked Travis would be perfect. They actually asked Julian to go on Jubilee, and he was like, to debate like 20 QAnon people, and he was like, no. Fuck you, no. Yeah. So Jubilee's evil. It shouldn't exist. They like surprised Mehdi Hassan. He didn't realize he was going to be debating 20 fascists. One of my friends was telling me about this, that like he was saying like he knows that he was surprised because Mehdi Hassan says that he doesn't debate fascists. Like that's his policy. He's like, I don't debate fascists. And so he shows up to this thing and the guy's like, I am a trad Catholic traditionalist monarchist, neo-reactionary. And he's like, oh, I didn't agree to debate you. I would never have done that on principle. Peterson didn't know he was debating atheists. Yeah, I like to believe that he did know. He was just like an insane person, because that one's just really confusing. Maybe you're right. Maybe they surprised him too. Conservatives go on Jubilee and are confronted by relatively well-read, well-informed, smart young progressives who engage in a polite good faith argument. Leftists like me go on and get a bunch of angry neo-Nazis.
When you said capitalism is the best form of economic organization the world has ever seen, it made me think of a very particular picture from history. So I don't know if you know this, it's a little history lesson. In 1900, King Leopold II of Belgium determined that the entire land of the Democratic Republic of the Congo was his personal property. And within 10 years, capitalists came out, they exploited all the land, extracted.
That's awesome. And yeah, then the Mehdi Hassan gets like I'm a Francoist. I want America to be a Catholic state. Yeah, no, that is the thing. It's like Andrew Khan is like a very like that's the most, I wouldn't even say you could hope for, because that's like such a depressing thing to say. The most you could expect of like left-wing influencer journalism in Trump too is like a guy who literally has allegations, whose response to those allegations, by the way, were like, should some fucked up things being said about me, I'm gonna check into mental health facility to like get right, and then just like left for a bit and then came back. Who's going on Jubilee to debate conspiracy theorists. It's the leftist journalist that America deserves. Multiple women came out about him pressuring them into sex and like pestering and when they said no, he wouldn't listen. Yeah. I think it's worse. I can't remember. Yeah, pressuring him to have sex. 2 other women who alleged that Callahan tried to pressure them into having sex with him and made them uncomfortable. His legal representative said, conversations about pressure and consent are extremely important, and Andrew wants to have these conversations so we can continue to learn and grow. While every dynamic is open to interpretation and proper communication is critical from all those involved, repeated requests for money should not be part of these conversations. That's fascinating, because it was like, I think in one of the situations, that the TikTok one, the lady was saying that like she just wanted to be driven home, and he wouldn't do that unless like yeah, he's implying there's a blackmail. I mean, I don't know. We could watch the fucking. We could watch what she said. I don't know. Is there a quote here? But anyway. Yeah, I mean, people just don't give a shit. It doesn't matter anymore. Virtual text is the best strat, which is to throw phone in river and disappear. I mean, yeah, it's what you can. Alleged experience with Callahan. She alleges Callahan asked to stay at her place after having a fallout with one of his crew members. She was not interested in sleeping with him. He nonetheless eventually got my consent because he wore me down. I said whatever because I was trying to get the whole thing over with. It doesn't discount that I told him no. He still found a way to coerce me into doing things I didn't want to. And then another lady posted a video about it, pressured into having sex with him. She had hooked up with Callahan once, but found him mean and demanding. They had creeped her out. When he reached out to her again, she alleges she declined to hook up with him, only for him to invite her to dinner so he could apologize for his behavior. At the dinner, he allegedly repeatedly asked to have sex with her in her car. Though she said no, she offered to drive him home, though I did not want to have sex with him ever again. While in the car, Callahan touched her inner thigh, kissed her neck, and attempted to put his hand down her pants, which is sexual assault. It's not like a sex pest thing. I told him to stop. Sorry, this is very triggering for people. I realize, content warning. I apologize. I told him to stop. I guess you could, it's the implication that, but I should have said content warning. I told him to get off me multiple times. So this is sexual assault, right? It's not a sex. Maybe, yeah. It's annoying that sex pest has become the universal term, because it's like, no, this is actually just, it's not like, oh, he's being creepy. Anyway, so yeah, I don't fuck with him, and I don't think you should either. I don't think that you should share his content or really honestly discuss it at all. Yeah. Anyway. It's annoying how few people know about that, because no one gives a shit anymore. He has acne. It's like, yeah, exactly. The acne is him being punished. He's got like the 17-year-olds, but he has that like forever. Yeah, anyways. That's just like, it's not a good, it's a person who will do that again, especially now, because he knows that he can do whatever the fuck he wants. But it does, So yeah, it's great that he just like has a platform again on the left. The left doesn't care about women either. Everyone loses their fucking minds. They lose their fucking minds when I talk about how many leftist men are like still misogynist and still hate women. Then it's like, how could this political environment exist? Where like so many people are like, oh, I didn't hear that about Andrew Callahan. Like, as he's just like a much bigger content creator is a word that he deserves to be relegated to. It's because no one cares about women. They don't care about women. And yes, like I mean, maybe he changed recently because he's like, well, clearly the left isn't going to support me. But he definitely has like a left veneer. When our friends were talking about this in the 80s, look, sometimes they made some points. Oh yeah, We're in Hell as well. But like, no one talks about We're in Hell though. I agree though. I agree. It's a similar. No one really talks about We're in Hell. Like, that was kind of just like a soft block move on thing. I was friendly with him before, and then I saw that and I was like, Nope. I'm good. He got abandoned by like True. Yeah. I mean, I saw a thing in the article about the allegations. It was like Tim Heidecker says he's just not planning to work with him anymore. So yeah, I'm sure he's like an opportunist enough that he knows his bread is buttered being like a more centrist. The Warren Health thing, it was I believe it was a statement his ex made about like he had an alcoholism problem, and I think it was something related to non-consensual sex. That was the kind of the crux of the, yeah, from Marina Dove. It was not good. I'm sure I'm in one of his videos, like that's like a bread tuber thing, is you get your friends to like read off the quotes or whatever. But not anymore. Not after that. Yeah, Livik are the bread tuber. Anyway. Yeah, a lot of people hate women, and it's interesting. Like, I guess this is probably not like practically bring back book club, maybe. So people won't stop calling me a lib because I'm reading like critical theory. It's just like the people who call me lib changes, I think. It goes back to mainly being the guys who like post like soy reacts in my replies because I said that like I don't like Stalin and China isn't communist. Those are my favorite type of guys, honestly. Like Dangus Twitter thinks it's 2022 still. And it's really funny. Like those are like, you know, they're like entertaining. It's like, I don't, you know. Anyway. It's all very silly. It's like the new version of that is like parapolitics. And my favorite detail about the parapolitics people is how unfunny they are. It's like a weird 2019, like, it's like the people on left Twitter in 2019 who like somehow weren't funny enough to get followers through posting like jokes. So now they have to say like, oh, everything is a conspiracy, and me finding it out is actually doing politics, doing praxis, which is just like leftist QAnon functionally. What the fuck is... You don't have to worry about it. It's a bunch of Twitter accounts that have like 5,000 followers. It's one of those like, you know, the cyberbullying isn't real tweet. It's like that. Like anything they say isn't real because you just like log off and it's not there anymore. Anyway, what was I going to talk about? I can't remember. Something about men hating women. Oh god, DHS Gov meme. It's gonna be awesome sauce, isn't it? It's bad news for me, isn't it? If I want to visit America. Am I not allowed? Are you not allowed to come if you're AMAB and you have female on your passport? Like it's like a passing thing. Because they don't, like, I go into America and they ask me like, because I'm like a white woman, they ask me like 2 questions. they see the female passport and they're like, how long you go? And I'm like, a week to see my friends. And they're like, and then I'm in. But I don't think I'm actually allowed to be in there. Like, it's like when this is a real, yep. I mean, it's a Zoomer. People are saying this is millennial. These are Zoomers. I'm sorry. This is like the least consequential debate ever, but these are Zoomers running this account. 100,000%. No, you don't need a visa, but you still there's still a border. You know, you get asked the question at the border. Like there's still a clearance. You have to get cleared by Homeland Security or whatever. Is it DHS? I think so. Yeah, like a border crossing. I know I can't have a visa. I'm not allowed to do a work visa. They're explicit about that. No, it's not TSA. TSA is separate and they're more chill. No, it's absolutely white woman privilege. If I would not be visiting America if I was trans and not white, I would not be visiting. I know that they ban trans people. If you are assigned male at birth and you have female on your passport, your legal stuff, I know they explicitly said you can't apply for a visa. Customs and Border Patrol, yeah. I remember seeing that. Like, you're not allowed to, that's not allowed, according to the... But that's what I saw. Am I crazy? Call your trans girl TSA gross puberty. I have not had problems with the TSA. I don't know what that means about me. Like they do not care about the scanner. I get put through the scanner and they're like, you're fine. I'm like, okay. I didn't think I was fine. I did not think that this would be fine for you. That's because I'm a cis woman. Yeah, that's true. I don't know what that means. The scanner, maybe the scanners are woke now. Yeah, because this is different. This is about trans Americans. Because she still had male on her birth certificate. Which was a big thing. And it was good because it's good optics, whatever. Cis people only care about trans women who are like passing and pretty. Because they're like, oh, she's like me. Imagine if I was her, because that's like the most empathetic cisgender American. That's why I love you. Thanks. White is another one. Yeah, that's another adjective in there for why they like Hunter. You keep like normal article. Tilly Norwood doesn't need a hairstylist, has no regrettable tweets, and if you wish to see a virgin on screen, this is one of your better chances. That's because she's AI. Okay. Sure. Yep. But why would she? Of course she hasn't fucked. She's AI. She's not real. Well, I mean, I guess not. I mean, there's AI porn, so I guess there are clearly some AI people that objectively are not virgins. Culture is just over, I think. Yeah, I think it's just it's done. It is a pro-rape administration, absolutely. That's their fundamental. They're first and foremost pro-rape above anything else. If a thing can maximize rape, the Trump administration is gonna pick it. What did Adorno think of AI movies? This reminds me, there's an existential comic that I reference all the time. I told him it was my favorite one, and he was like, people don't usually reference that. And it's like, it's Adorno the White, because it's like Adorno the Gray, and he died, and he's coming back. And everyone's like, you know, Adorno, what do you think about, you know, TikTok? What do you think about AI? And he's like, all these things are shit. So I always think about that, like, you can be sure that there's like very little that Adorno would be like, this is a good thing that's happening in society. Yeah. Who'd have loved Electro Swing? Adorno and Vosh are the two big Electro Swing. Defenders. No, I don't think he would have liked it. I don't think so. I disagree. Michael would never. I want to go to the past and show Adorno David Lynch, just so I could find, like, we could come up with new ways of calling things fascist, like, or he would come up with a new way of calling things fascist. I say that affectionately to Lynch because I love him. It's good when sometimes you understand a thing because you feel it. I know that's probably fascist of me to say. I've only watched I watched the first 2 seasons of Twin Peaks, and then I watched Fire Walk with Me. It's great. I love it. It's the thing is, like, a lot of season 2 sucks, and a lot of, like, a bit of Fire Walk with Me feels like unnecessary and strange. I should watch season 3. Yeah, I'm overdue. But I don't know. I just think it's awesome. It sucks in a Kino way. Season 2 does suck in a Kino way. I fucking love when Audrey is meeting the trans agent, and she's like, I don't know, they have women in the agency, and she's like, more or less. I thought that was a really good line. All the good stuff in season 2 is really good. Yeah, all the stuff that, like, Lynch had a part of, because he, like, wasn't writing for some of that. Like, the middle bits that get really fucking, they get weird in, like, a not charming way. The beginning and the end are great. Yeah, it's Kino. Was Twin Peaks named by a boob guy? I don't think Lynch is a boob guy. I think Lynch is like a... Like, when Lynch writes, is it Annie? As, like, the perfect, you know, she's like used to be a nun, and she's quirky, and she loves nature. Like, that's, like, Lynch's perfect woman. It's not for... It's, like... Like, he's a manic pixie dream girl guy. That's my reading on Lynch. An inner beauty guy, yeah, like Lynch is a pineal gland guy. Do you know what I mean? It's like you need to be able to see stuff that other people aren't seeing. Like, that's what he fetishizes in a woman, or did, I guess. R.I.P. It's pineal? Oh, okay, sorry. That's what you think. Twin Peak The Return? Is that season 3? Yeah, okay, I still need to watch this. Cause yeah, I don't know. What's his name? Coop is back, but then he's like possessed. Sorry, spoilers for the first 2 seasons. I guess Annie's dead. Presumably that'll kill you, is going into the Black Lodge. That's probably not good for you, I would assume. I was kind of confused, like she showed up in the movie, but that was beforehand.
I am gay.
Sexual, thank you for the tier 2. So, thank you for the tier 2. We love to see it. She's catatonic permanent. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Doesn't do nostalgia bait. The only thing I've seen from season 3 is I can't remember the specific lady who says it, but she's like, James has always been cool. It's like, fucking James. I'm very it's weird. I'm like, Bobby is an incredibly sympathetic, rich character to me. Which you wouldn't have expected from the start of it. Because he's like the first suspect for Laura, really. Like, that's the first one you're supposed to be like, did he kill Laura? I just don't find James as a particularly compelling character. Is he good in it? Okay. Also, it was fucked. It ruined it for me because I'm a person who has a very weak imagination, and I mean that in like the Kantian sense. Laura's best friend Donna is a different actress in the movie. It's like, where is her incredible face card? That is a unique face card. You can't just swap out that face card for someone else. Like it'll be like there'll be a scene in season 2 where it's like, you know, Donna's doing something and she's asking, and it cuts to her and she's just like, it's just like, I can't do it. The face she's making is like handsome Squidward, but like as a beautiful woman. Like, where's the she's like mewing, yeah. Because she gets all like moody at the end of season 2. This isn't quite a good representation. She's literally mewing. She's like becoming James a little. But that's like the most simplistic. I do just think, like, however flawed it is, because it's like written in the 90s by a man, it does deal with violence against women in a really interesting and like, I wouldn't say novel way. I think that like the way that Laura haunts the both seasons is really impressive. Where like a murdered or like raped and then murdered woman isn't just viewed like the way that I think a lot of media, especially like big and small screen media, views that sort of woman, which is basically just you know, like the victim at the start of a crime mystery show where it's like, oh, you see the prostitute raped and murdered, and then you don't really think about her. Yeah, it's crazy to say that this is like but she is a real character with flaws, and yeah, I don't know. I'm the words are not wording today. I'm sorry. I've been very tired. I would normally have a much better. Trust me. Yeah, that's a Biden account, sure. Trust me, Jack. I'm not on my pills today, which is actually true. I'm taking a 5 months break. Come on, man. If I was on my pills, this would be great. Josie, yeah, no. The way, like, there's still problems with how Lynch writes women, which is like a person who needs to be saved. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's really a kind of important crux of. Also, if you have an Amazon Prime account, connect to your Twitch account and get a free subscription you could use on me. The tips much appreciated. Support the stream. Josie's death is just unusual. Yeah, I don't understand what happened to that character.
I am gay.
Skillabite, thank you. It sounded like they wanted to do some things and that for the plot to happen as they wanted it, she had to be the one who did that to, like, not do too much spoilers. Yeah, and then she became a doorknob. I wasn't sure. I mean, that's just like Lynch. Absorbed into the wood of the lodge because of her crimes. I haven't watched season 3. Do you agree with the sentiment? Season 3, the noise in the walls are Josie. Sounds right to me. Can't say I've watched it, but probably. It sounds right. I do think a lot of, like, I think with Lynch, like, sometimes he doesn't have an explanation. There's just a feeling that he has, which I do think is, like, I don't know how I feel about that. Any good work of art is going to have 100 million valid and, like, interesting interpretations of it that were not intended by the author. And, you know, barring saying that that's a pure coincidence, and that people just like making shit up out of thin air, I think the concept of the human unconscious is probably useful to describe how that happens. And that's a part of, and with that reading, Lynch is a much more interesting artist and filmmaker, because there's something he's articulating, even if he's not fully aware of what it is sometimes. But I need to watch more of his movies, and I gotta get to season 3. Anyway, what else is going on the internet? Gender marker changed despite having an unchanged birth certificate. You have to submit an attestation or be Trump class membership. Oh, okay. This is for American trans dolls. I didn't. Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, because is the window for that closing? Yeah, because there was a judge that ruled that was unconstitutional. Yeah, good luck. If you want to get your passport changed and you're American. The Gavin Newsom Fortnite Friday, that's gonna be Kino. I can honestly, that's the I do believe that he's capable of. I'm surprised he got that, honestly. I think he's capable of actually giving him some heavy-hitting questions. That's gonna be awful. I believe in Connor. I actually do. I'm sorry to. I believe him. I believe in him. I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. The shit Newsom is doing has been very, like, I don't even know what to say about it. Like, did you guys see the couch stuff? Like, is it from Newsom press room? Like the JD Vance couch AI video. Can someone link that? Couch AI. It was just very inexplicable. Newsom posted this. I can't find this tweet.
Show, A History of Couches. I'm your host, JD Vance, and we've got a special episode for you today. Some artifacts shape nations, others shape desires, few shape both. The Chesterfield couch is one of them. Commissioned by Lord Philip Stanhope, the 4th Earl of Chesterfield, this sofa was designed for posture, elegance, and control. Deep button tufting, rolled arms, a back and sides of equal height. A design that did not merely support the body, but contained it. Once reserved for aristocrats, the Chesterfield spread into libraries, parlors, and now living rooms worldwide. But its allure has never diminished. There are rumors that I once had an encounter with a Chesterfield. People exaggerate, twist the truth. But when you sit on one, you understand where such stories come from. The Chesterfield isn't just furniture, it's an experience, and some of us know that a little too well. Thank you for watching A History of Couch. Hello and welcome to my...
Yeah. I guess that's what politics is now. I don't even know what to say. Because, like, some of the Newsom stuff is, like, kind of funny. Like, I'll admit it's kind of funny. Newsom press room. Governor Newsom press account office. Where's the real one? Some of the Trump style posting was funny, I guess. But it, you know, I mean, there's the obvious thing about it that it's like, well, if we're just all gonna admit that we're gonna do Donald Trump stuff, it's like, well, politics is just over. If that's what all like the hogs want, it's just like more pseudo political culture war bullshit. You know, that's all politics will be, is just like the right keeps doing more fascism and then the Democrats just kind of scoot along for the ride. They continually pushed a bit right while just like mirroring back like this specific right-wing image of culture war politics. Because it used to be that like there were two sides of culture war stuff, and one side was like, you can't say that word anymore. And the other side was like, I'm Hitler. But now it's like, one of the sides is like, I'm Hitler. The other side is like, you know, I'm also Hitler, I guess. I don't know. Like, I'm Hitler, but like less. I'm 99% Hitler. The politics remain, you know, bullshit, centrist, Democrat. I guess continue to get worse. But the messaging is like, I don't know. It's such a weird concession. It's such a weird concession that like the Democrats are so clearly just like, they really want to make it. They really want to make the concession. They're really excited to do it. Because the Democrats, like, far more than the Republicans, aren't like a political party. Like, the popularism is a good example of this. Like, that whole ideology, if you can call it that, of just like, we're gonna do what's popular. Like, it's not like the political party. The point is to gain political power and then do things with the state for the interest that the party represents. But we're like so far from mass politics that it's like, why am I here? It's like, I don't know. I'm supposed to, like, I have a party. Like, just kind of shows up. Newsom is definitely DeSantis sort of coded. All right, that's like annoying. Yeah, it's a bit like, because he's just like burning too bright too early. I mean, he's not burning especially bright, I guess. He's burning bright too early, and the way he's doing it is like, I'm not even sure you're supposed to transfer this into having like a good presidential campaign. With DeSantis, it was more pathetic because it's like, well, Trump is there, right? It's like, what are you gonna do? Like with Newsom, it's like, well, there's an open field. It's kind of, we're unsure how it's gonna look in 2028. But it's like, doing it now is probably not gonna work. Yeah. Probably not gonna work. I guess we'll see. I could be wrong. I hope I'm not wrong. I mean, again, Newsom's politics are like evil. He's just like the California type of evil.
You find a way.
Oopsie. I don't know. I think maybe the ideal time to start streaming is when I'm doing it. Because, like, even though there is Hassan, like, no one else is dumb enough as a left-wing political streamer to stream beside Hassan. Does that make sense? Like, so it's just me and Hassan as opposed to, like, me and 4 or 5 other people and then Hassan right afterwards. Because he starts at, like, 10. I'm like gay Hassan. I'm like Hassan, but more Turkish. Well, Denims, doesn't she starts really early though. She starts at like 7 in the morning. Which is smart, but I'm not waking up at 7 in the morning to stream. I do not have that work ethic. He used to stream after? Yeah, he does before as well, right? I'm not Stunlock free. I get Stunlocked real easily. Yes, most people, you're gay, white, Turkish, Serbian, Hassan. Exactly. She starts at 9 or 10 Eastern time. You're forgetting that the way that the world works is it gets bright in different areas at different times. My bad, it happens. We should all just have one time. And it should be centered around Beijing, China. Like Britain had its time being like the, 0 Greenwich time. It should all just be like, well, how bright is it in China right now? Like, is it morning time in Beijing? Is Xi Jinping waking up right now? Then it should be 7 a.m. I think that's true. I think we should just get ready. We should prepare all our institutions for the 21st century. It's always bright in China. That's true. That's true. The G barometer. Exactly. Guangzhou mean time. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should just do after. I was debating like starting at 3 otherwise, like 3 p.m. I guess maybe 5. Maybe I'll just change it up in various days. I got stuff to do. It's whenever Vucic wakes up. Well, for me it is. That's a me thing. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, Vic is visiting. I was gonna say like, oh, is this secret information? But she's gonna post about it. You'll probably know. Vic Wingley is coming to Van, so we're gonna hang out. I'm also just so tired recently. unfortunately. Is it okay for men to be tastefully stinky at the function after work? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I just don't know what tastefully stinky means. That feels too horny. Do I have any funny Serbian anecdotes? I told the one before about how we have some... I mean, it's like funny in a bad way. How like my dad, and I guess by extension me, which is how that works, have some Sephardic Jewish in our ancestry, like DNA result. And my mom told my like dad's mom about it, and she got so mad she had to leave the room. Because, you know, it's like, we're not Jewish. Because, you know, it's Balkan anti-Semitism. And then when she came back, she was like, it must have been, you know, my dad's dad. Because, like, my family would never do that. And as it turns out, it was her side of the family that has the Jewish. But it comes up enough in the DNA results that I probably am descended from some amount of, I have Sephardic Jewish ancestry. Birthright tour. I could get Serbian citizenship if I wanted to. My dad's a citizen. Oh, you meant the other one. Yeah, right. Israel. I thought you were saying I should go on birthright to Serbia. Why would I do that exactly? There's no reason. They're not joining the fucking European Union. I know they're not. They're not doing that. That's not happening. No shot. No fucking shot. Folks, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can connect it to your Twitch account and get a free subscription you can use on me. I feel like how much Prime farming I do is dependent on like how many things I have to talk about up in the queue, mentally speaking. If I copy you, can you give your Canadian passport to my girlfriend? Sure. That is how it works. That is how it works. Yes. My family immigrated in the 60s. In the 70s? No, 60s. They originally went to Switzerland, but Switzerland is so racist that it's also racist against white people. So, my grandfather got his hand surgery degree in Switzerland, but he was just like, they're too racist here. I can't get hired as a Serb. It's funny, my grandma has blonde hair. She always says that she has like Germanic ancestry. No, she doesn't. It's not. She does not. We're not German. We're not German at all. But she was really happy, like, when she would go into Swiss shops, they would just like speak German to her. Like she was very happy. She was like German passing in Switzerland. I believe she also got she got some degree in German. Like she studied the language. But yeah, which is funny that like she's also, my grandma is also a Passoid. We're like a German. I guess the literal term would be Germanoid. Like that would literally make sense as a term. Because oid is like resembling. Deutschoid. I am first gen technically. My dad was born in Switzerland and then lived in Serbia for a little bit, and that's how he got, like he got citizenship when he was born. A Schweizoid. That's funny. He got citizenship when he was born, and then lived in Serbia for a little while, and then moved when he was like 6 or 7, I think. And then that's where he learned English. was in Canada. So I'm technically first gen. That's what that means, right? I'm first gen on my dad's side. First gen is when your parents aren't born here. Through October 16th, sub for 3 months of free Super Duolingo. That's hilarious. Yeah, don't use Duolingo is not a good. I remember I have a very like, is that second gen? First generation immigrant meaning. No, you're right. I'm second generation. That's how that works. I don't know how words work, unfortunately. Could have gone to school with the cams if I went in Switzerland. You're right. You're right. It's a shame. Yeah, Duolingo, it was funny. Like it was going home from a music festival on the SkyTrain, and everyone was talking about like how everyone on the SkyTrain was talking about like, oh, how sick the music was. And there was one guy who was particularly into one of them, the more like kind of dubstepy kind of Reddit things, and I look over and he's like practicing Japanese on Duolingo, and it's like, you would be doing that. And he's just like not even doing it, like he's failing at the Japanese Duolingo. Like this is a guy who's like, dubstep is awesome. I love dubstep. I'm such a hater. I'm sorry. This man did nothing wrong to me. Dubstep is so awesome. I'm now like drunk, probably more than drunk, on the SkyTrain going home. It was not like you could hear the, don't pick up other people's phones. You could hear the noise. You could hear the and it was like, oh, someone's, and it's just like open, like it's hard to miss. I wasn't peeking. It's, you know. You need to hear to do the thing. You need to hear the. How did I know it was Japanese? Because what do you mean? I'm not that, like, I can recognize Japanese when it's spoken. It's a very distinct language. It's a very distinct language, folks. But yeah, that man is not learning Japanese. It's the brown bear of languages. Exactly. That's not weeb. That's like basic, you know, international literacy. I mean, yeah, like if you're using it for like French or something, like French is a really easy language to learn, or like Dutch, it's a really easy language to learn from English. So it's like, you know, it probably doesn't hurt, but like, I think something like Japanese is so different to English that it's like, this is not. Good luck, buddy. It's AI garbage now? Oh yeah, and the AI-ified it, of course. Dutch is just drink English. Well, Dutch is like basically a superfluous language now. Like 95% of Dutch people speak English. They kind of only keep it around for the sake of like tradition, but like otherwise they would just continue to just only speak English. Like genuinely Dutch is a fake language that's becoming superfluous. Like in the Netherlands. It's weird, like, I didn't realize Sweden was another one of people who, like, speak a lot of English. And specifically, like, a lot of Swedish people dirty talk in English. Because they watch, like, English-speaking pornography. So English becomes, like, the love language. How are you gonna read Soren Kierkegaard? That's Danish. That's Danish. I know, it's the D's. It's tricky. Why do I know this? What do you mean? Why do I know this? Are you accusing me of having sex with a Scandinavian person? Because I would never do that. I would never have sex with a Swede. Tuh. Tuh. They're all beautiful and tall and blonde. I guess that's just me. People do think I'm Swedish a lot, actually. Or like Scandinavian. I would blend in there, I think. I'm 5'9", which is like woman tall. There in the Netherlands, I do think I would blend in. I'm very pale as well. Quebecois dirty talk? Yeah, that's gotta be hilarious. I mean, I would blend in Serbia too. Like a lot of Serbian women dye their hair. Having blonde hair is having dyed blonde hair is very Serbian woman coded. And just being, Serbs are really fucking tall. Would you believe it? My sister, who is cisgender, is exactly as tall as me. Like, neither of us are taller than the other one. It's too hard to determine. That's why we're so good at how tall. I just told you. That's why we're so good at basketball. I am a shorty. I'm above average. What is the average height for a male? For a Serbian male, it's definitely more than 5'9". A lie, fam. I'm oozing. Average height Serbian male. Is it 6 foot? That's crazy. 5'11.5". Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, it's like us in like Lithuania. NL in Serbia? What is NL? Is it Netherlands? Northern and Serbia are the two tallest countries. That makes sense. I know that's right. Northern gives off like 5'8" vibes. Like how tall is he? Not to be rude to another streamer for just no reason. He just seems like is he 5'10"? Is this on the internet? Northern height. He's 5'9". There you go. I wonder if my height's on the internet. Probably not. It's not. It's not. You'll never know, except that I told you. Sorry, I got like my brain got broken because I saw this title. I searched Live Agar height. Joshua, thank you.
Live Agar.
Was Liv wrong about not telling Spencer? And I was like, what? Is this some like gossip about me? But no, it's all American TV. It's a different Liv and a different Spencer. I don't know. I would say probably I did nothing wrong. Spencer, for those who don't know, is the guy who helps me make Science in Transition. He's the other voice. He's the guy voice. Yeah, what's my take on the Spencer situation? Being famous is so crazy, I'd be paranoid. It's a good thing I'm not famous. I get recognized sometimes, especially now that I live in Vancouver because it's so dense. The weirdest, like, if you see me in Vancouver, you can say hi. What you shouldn't do is, like, message me afterwards, like, were you at this cafe? Because it's like, that's weird. That's weird to do. Because it's like, I'm in the shadows. I'm watching you. I will be... If you come back to the cafe, I will be watching. We will be... Yeah, don't do that. That's not... And people don't mean it in a weird way. But it's not... Like, that's, like... Yeah. That could give someone some paranoid disorder. It's just continually getting messages like, I saw you eating a Costco hot dog. It's like, okay, I'm glad. I hope it was nice of you seeing me. Yeah, I saw you in front of the Library of Vancouver at 1843 yesterday and watched you walk east. That was a very nice building you entered. Do you live there? I feel self-conscious to ever do anything. It just makes me walk faster. I saw you spill beef sauce all over yourself. Yeah. I walk fast in like a confident way because I'm like, no, there's no chance that people are gonna see Liv Agar like doing this walking. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be slouching. I can't be doing the virgin walk. There's no way that that's the impression I can give out. I walk fast and like, you know, like kind of chest out or whatever. Which apparently is a Canadian stereotype of like walking really fast. I didn't know that. Anyway, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you get connected to your Twitch account. I get a free subscription you can use on me. What's going on with the shutdown? Honestly, I cared so little about this. Democrats are actually trying to get some sort of demands out of Trump to get the shutdown. I don't understand. Like, I shouldn't have put this in my title. I don't understand how American politics works. Funding legislation required to finance the government is not enacted before the next fiscal year. Is that a distinctly American thing? Like, you just have to, like... It's like someone who doesn't have their rent on, like, auto pay every month. It's like sometimes you're like, oh, fuck, I forgot. And, like, now I'm getting temporarily evicted, which is not how it works, but... I mean, maybe the energy bill is a better analogy of, like, you don't have it on auto pay.
I am gay!
Fubar, thank you for the Prime. We love to see it. The UK has it for the army. Well, they don't even... That's the thing. Is like, the UK doesn't need an army. They're on an island. They need a navy. Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, and then Trump is terrorizing people in Chicago. which felt oddly, it felt like especially, you know, because it felt especially weird for me because, you know, I'm the person whose feelings have to be centered here, who's important. Seeing them go down Michigan Ave in Chicago, because I'm like, I've been there. Like, I don't, usually American stuff is like incomprehensible to me at the level that I like, I've never been to these places. I just understand that it's an evil that's happening in a place that I'm not. We have jurisdiction to destroy this building, which is new. I mean, yeah, there's just no... They're now trying to make it a terrorism offense. This is awesome. How did this happen? I don't care what you have to say about it. Look at him running. Look at that fucking... They're not setting their best. Like, you didn't think about not just directly chasing a bicycle and like, oh, I totally forgot that they're gonna run out of bridge and he's gonna have to turn to the left. Like, it's so weird. I know what this part of Michigan Ave is. It's so weird. It's incomprehensible to me. Horrifying. Can you call out any replies to my chats? I'm in the other room. I don't know what that means. They didn't have a shutdown under Biden, did they? Did they have a shutdown under Biden? See, they call him Sleepy Joe because you could sleep through everything. You could sleep through... There almost was, but they got it through. You could sleep through history. It wasn't happening. That's why they called him that. He was a nothing ever happens president. It was literally just like it feels like 2020 and then jump forward to 2024 in American politics, and it's just, it works. Yeah, everything is just kind of temporarily paused. It's not like we defeated Trumpism and it's over. It's like, no, it's still happening. It didn't happen for 4 years. I have the tiny Livicar glasses that were supposed to be for the little boo-boo, but they don't fit him. So they're just here. Put him on. He appreciates the gift because it was good intentioned. He's just a tiny guy. I think like late September was the funniest time to get a Labubu. You're kind of matching hair color. Matching Labubu color. Soak the Labubu in water so it gets bigger. That's true. That's what I forgot to do. That's why it doesn't fit. Oh. I think I'll call it here for today. It's been 4 hours. I'm kind of sleepy. But I made sure to stream. Join the Discord. It'll ping you when I go live. Thank you all for tuning in. I get a 2-day break now. We'll be back on Sunday. Remember, it's Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday at noon for the streams. Thank you all for tuning in. Alright, the surfs. Because Lance just started streaming. Yeah, and I'll see you all later.